Very good morning to one and all. On behalf of Internal Quality Assurance Cell of Anjuman College of Engineering and Technology, Southern Nagpur, I, Dr. Tasneem Khan, member IQAC, welcomes you all for a webinar on NAAC assessment and accreditation for AQAR process. Anjuman College of Engineering is managed by Anjuman Hame Islam, Nagpur, a pioneer educational trust serving the cause of education in the region for well over 132 years, irrespective of the consideration of the various caste and creed. It has widespread reputation in the field of education in Vidarbha and is currently running 20 educational institutions. Anjuman Hame Islam started Anjuman College of Engineering and Technology in the year 1999 with three branches, that is mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, and electronics and telecommunication engineering. In the subsequent year, two more branches, namely civil engineering and computer science and engineering, has been added. Now, ACET also offers MTech courses in mechanical engineering and electronics and telecommunication engineering. And we are proud to say that we have an approved PhD center for mechanical engineering as well. With a vision to be a center of excellence for developing quality technocrats with moral and social ethics to face the global challenges for the sustainable development of society. Slowly and steadily, Anjuman College of Engineering and Technology has carved a niche for itself and has established itself as a name to be reckoned by providing quality technical education at a very affordable cost. Located in the heart of city with all the basics and latest facilities, Anjuman College of Engineering is catering the needs of the stakeholders. Swagatam, Swagatam, Suswagatam. On behalf of IQAC Cell of Anjuman College of Engineering and Technology, I extend a warm welcome to the speaker of today's webinar, Honorable Dr. Ganesh A. Hegde Sir, Advisor, NAAC Bangalore, Dr. Leena Gahane Ma'am, Deputy Advisor, NAAC Bangalore, Dr. A.V. Prasad Sir, Assistant Advisor, NAAC Bangalore, Dr. N.R. Mohan Sir, Assistant Advisor, NAAC Bangalore, Dr. Mir Sadiq Ali Sir, Principal, PRM Badnera, Dr. Syed Muhammad Ali Sir, Principal, ACET, Professor K.I. Ahmed Sir, IQAC Coordinator, ACET, all deans, heads, and dear participants. We have with us Dr. Mir Sadiq Ali Sir, Principal of Professor Ram Meghe College of Engineering Management, Badnera, Amravati. Sir did his BE from Government College of Engineering, Amravati. He did his MTech in Electronics and Power from IIT Powai, Mumbai. He did his PhD from Sant Gargi Baba Amravati University, Amravati. He has also served RCF Mumbai for 2 years. Sir joined SGBAU University in 1986 and till date he is serving the same. He has been in university various bodies like Board of Studies and Academic Council, etc. He is also the PhD supervisor at SGBAU. To his credit, 25 students has been awarded PhD and he has 24 patents and 4 copyright to his credit. Now I request Dr. M.S. Ali Sir to kindly proceed with his inaugural speech. Requesting Dr. M.S. Ali Sir to kindly proceed with the inaugural speech.
Hello. Good morning, ladies and
Hello,
gentlemen.
yes sir, we can hear you.
Am I visible and audible?
Yes, sir, you're visible as well audible.
Hello, hello. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Someone can give me the hint whether I am visible and
Hello?
audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible and we can see you.
Okay. So thank you very much for inviting me to this one-day webinar on NAAC accreditation AQAR process. My sincere thanks to the dignitaries from NAAC, Dr. Hegde sir, Leena madam, Prasad sir, and the coordinator, Dr. Mohan, for sparing their valuable time for guiding the audiences on AQR process. As I see to it, NAC as well as NBA, they are the processes for accreditation. The output is to accredit the program processes, and it is outcome based. The product which is coming out of a college, whether it is up to the expectation of the industry as a stakeholder, and for that purpose, whatever processes are there at institute level, they are to be identified, whether they are working correctly or not, what way they are to be corrected, so that the product coming out will be as per the graduate attributes which are assigned to the product. Maybe our engineer as a product from a college, or a scientist from as a product from a college. So as I see to NAC as a process, I appeal to all the people who are involved here that please take NAC as a process, not as an event. I am taking a pause just to make you ponder over the point that NAC should be taken as a process, not as an event. That after 5 years, suppose my college has got in 2017 NAC grade A, and 2023 we will be going for next cycle. So these 5 years should be relaxed. That one event occurred in 2017, November 2017, we got accredited NAC grade A, and we rejoice, happy, yes, A grade we got. And then for some time we dance, and the process is over. AQAR is meant for keeping you in the process. So it is really a very nice activity. Every year we have to see that whatever commitment we have made, whatever guidelines were indicated by the peer team into our visit report, and what way we have to correct ourselves, that process should continue. So it's very nice that Anjuman College of Engineering has arranged this one-day webinar highlighting the importance of AQAR, which is normally neglected. And my sincere thanks to Dr. Hegde, sir, for now he is heading the whole NAC activity. I was fortunate when my college went for accreditation in 2017. Dr. Hegde was looking after this western zone.
Thank you so much, sir. I feel there is some connectivity in the net. Sorry for the inconvenience. We are glad to inform that more than 1,500 participants across India has enrolled for this webinar. Dr. Ganesh Anand Hegde, advisor NAAC Bangalore, is an expert academician in the assessment and accreditation arena in the country today. He has been at the helm of affairs at the country's top assessment body, the NAAC, for more than 2 decades, now in several capacities. He is keenly involved in the framing of assessment framework of NAAC for the last 2 decades and has, to his credit, the niche expertise of assessing and accrediting more than 1,400 institutions of higher learning across the country. In addition to this, he has involved himself profusely in designing and conceptualizing assessment manual in specialized area like health, teacher education guidelines, publication, etc. He holds a degree in mass communication and journalism from the University of Mysore. True to his spirit, Dr. Hegde has organized several workshops for principals and faculty members for undergoing the process of accreditation. He has conducted several assessors training programs at NAAC for vice chancellors, professors, and principals all over the country for training prospective NAAC peer team experts. In addition, he has coordinated the review of 66 academic staff college of UGC and submitted reports. He has been instrumental in bringing out the IQAC guidelines and other publications. Dr. Hegrisar has equally contributed his professional prowess in the international arena as well. He has participated and contributed to national and international seminars on higher education, assessment and accreditation, internal quality assurance system, quality in teacher education, best practices and APQN online discussions, so on. He has also participated and conducted training program for assessors abroad. He has been board of director for International Network of Quality Assurance Agency in Higher Education from 2013 till 2015, which is a worldwide association of over 200 organizations of quality assurance agencies. Dr. Hegrisar belongs to a rare breed of educationalists endowed with a vision to make quality and excellence the motto of higher educational institutions in India. Before joining NAAC, he has served as the publication executive in the Department of Science and Technology, Vigyan Prasad, Government of India, New Delhi. He has authored books on information communication technology and higher education and 1 in 7 action point for IQAC. Indeed, honor in welcoming you, sir. I now request Dr. Hegre, sir, advisor NAT, to kindly proceed the session on topic introduction, operational features, and AQAR process.
Dhanyavad, madam, for the introduction on me. Kindly make me to share the screen. Is the screen is coming in your computer, madam? Namaskar, madam. Madam, screen is available in your. Hello? Hello? Good morning. Madam, the voice is available? Madam, voice is coming?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can hear you, and I'm able to see you also.
Okay, shall I start the
Yes, sir.
presentation?
Please. Yes, sir. Please. Please proceed with the presentation.
Namaskar. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I thank on behalf of the NAAC and on behalf of the Anjuman College of Engineering for this webinar. I take this opportunity to thank Professor Dr. M.S. Ali and Dr. K.I. Ahmad for making this webinar today morning to speak to you on the internal quality assurance cell and the new challenges and changes which the NAAC has brought out. I just would like to bring in front of you the some logos of the IQAC, where the internal quality assurance system in the institution has been promoted, and the performance of the quality activities have been undertaken by the colleges has been reflected in various measures which they have taken. NAC is looking the internal quality assurance system or the cell as the uniqueness, and it is a small creature of the NAC itself in the every institution. As we see the god in every thing which we say, the either is पत्थर में हो सकता है, कपड़ा में हो सकता है, और ये में भी दिल में हो सकता है. So the God is everywhere. If you see that वो आप महसूस कर दिया तो आपको ऐसा लगता है. Same the way the quality is like that, where whatever the activity you either it doing the research work, the teaching work, the extension work, or maybe the governance work, maybe the non-teaching staff in the college, but you are also more important as equal to the teaching. So the various activities we do, it depends upon you to look into it. मैं सभी जो गुरुजन के लिए मैं धन्यवाद देता हूं और साधुवाद देता हूं और मेरा प्रणाम देता हूं. और अखंड मंडलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. My salutation to all the gurus who revealed the truth and unfragmented infinite the divinity in me, and to share some of the things with you today morning. As you all know that the AQR is a byproduct of the internal quality assurance cell. So it is like a judgmental thing. When you are giving a judgment, then you have to see the both the parties so that they nobody should not be hurt. In the similar way, the IQAC is one of the thing where the young faculty member will be there and experienced faculty members will be there in a college. And you have to look into the management, you have to look into the young boy who is coming to your college for engineering thing also. So you have to look into various aspects, because a chair will have the four legs. In the similar way, the quality depends upon the four pillars of the thing. What is that four pillar? The four pillar is the one is the students who are coming to your college. The second is the non-teaching and the teaching faculty members in the college. And the third one is the management who runs the college. And the fourth one is the employer or the parents who sends the student to you, or the student will be getting the job in the society. NAAC advocates this accredited institutions an internal quality assurance system or measures as a part of the quality culture. The quality culture depends upon the activities which you do. Activity in the sense it may be the discipline, the time management, the work you do, the papers you keep, the activities you document, all things which are related to the things, it will have a quality culture. The quality culture also depends upon the gatekeeper or the security guard at the gate, to the peon who is working in the college, or maybe the principal or the vice chancellor or the director of the institution who works for this thing. So you will be able to look into those matters very seriously, how the quality culture can be developed. I just would like to share some of the things. As in the morning, you will be doing sometimes the yoga, pranayama, bastrika, or many other things which you will be doing in the thing, or maybe the dhyana also, or maybe the exercises also. So what you would like to do in that morning, it depends upon you. It does not depend upon the others. The others depends upon you, because you promote the quality culture. The Indian culture states that sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukh bhag bhavet, om shantihi shantihi shantihi. That means the peace should be there everywhere. Suppose if you look into the other type of the things also, that daily you will be doing the exercise at your institution, or maybe the morning walk, or maybe the gym at the college, or maybe the skipping which you will be doing in your own college, or in the institution, or in the daily life of you also. But what you actually looking is here is that the internal quality assurance cell. That means in a geology, if you see that one, a body has got the resistance power. The resistance power depends upon the activity which you are having in the body, biological combination. The biological combination of a IQAC in the college is depends upon your infrastructure, your research work, your teaching learning activities, and also the value system which you brings out in the institution. The quality upgradation in the higher education depends upon various factors which the NAAC is propagating through the core values of the higher education. Maybe the national development, inculcating the value system, promoting the use of technology, and quest for excellence. So these are some of the things which comes as a byproduct of the institution. What the NAAC is telling is that one, NAAC proposes that every accredited institution should establish the internal quality assurance cell. Sir, I'm in a session. I will call you back, sir, after half an hour, sir. And the quality enhancement is a continuous process. IQAC will be the part of the institution's system and work towards the goals of the quality enhancement. So after the accreditation, every college or a university need to submit the annual quality assurance cell, annual quality assurance report. The quality enhancement or the sustenance depends upon the activities which you are doing previous 4 to 5 years continuously for upgradation. What I would like to share today morning with you is that the educational cardiograph, the ECG which you are getting as a in the medical thing, is the graph which you are getting. So in the similar way, in an educational institution, educational cardiograph is one of the things which you can think about. Our first director, the founder director, Professor Nigvekar, used to tell that it is an educational cardiograph of the institution. What is the motto of the IQAC? Motto of the IQAC should be with everyone, development for everyone. सबका साथ सबका विकास के लिए हमारे को काम करना पड़ेगा. Society and the higher education institution need to work tandem so that each of the faculty member need to develop the needs as well as the students project work, internship, and the mentoring should happen in the institution. NAAC is promoting some of the objectives of the IQACs. It should be the conscious, consistent, and catalytic. The consciousness in the sense, the some of the activities, suppose for example some best practices if you are bringing out, there is a conscious decision will be there. The board of study which would like to implement some of the courses in the college, suppose for example bioethics, bio fuel. If the engineering subject is coming with the chemical technology and the mechanical technology, there is a conscious decision will be there from the faculty member. Those conscious decisions should be the part of the IQAC activities. There is a consistent in the sense, suppose if you are saying that one of the best practices of the college, maybe the number of papers have been written by the faculty is good. How it is good? The good, it depends upon whether it is in the Scopus, whether it is an IEEE journal, whether it is in the mechanical, in the civil, or in electronics, or whether it is in the IEE, triple IE subject. So what is those the thing? And now another thing is coming is a consistently your faculty members are writing the every year some paper. For example, just to share with you, the benchmark comes at a later stage when you have a consistency. Every year your faculty member will be publishing at least minimum 10 papers. There is a consistency will be there. Consistently, if you are upgrading yourself, then the IQAC should meet the challenges. Those challenges has to be put on somewhere in the word, or it should be communicated to the faculty member. A catalytic improvement is the one. And the third one, what is catalytic? Catalytic is the one, if you take up that type of the activity in the college and it enhance the employability. Suppose, for example, the student development procedures, the student vocabulary enhancement, English speaking skill, and personality development skill. So these are some of the things which you continuously do over a period of the 3 year to the 4 year in the program. Then the catalytic improvement will be there. There is a percolation effect will be there. There is a spiral effect will be there. Those spiraling effect which you have to create of your own ideas, and it should be consistent to promote the holistic academic development of the institution during the post accreditation period. After the first cycle or the second cycle or the third cycle, if you have been accredited, next 4 years you have to continuously work out. Suppose if you have got the 3.01 or you have got the 2.56, so if you are from 2.56 to the next, to go to 3.01, the next level, means then you have to have holistic academic development. What is the courses we are doing? How exactly we can develop that developmental thing has to be developed by the internal faculty members. It will channelize all the efforts and the measures of the institution. In internal quality assurance efforts need to be channelized like a flute. If you put the air in the flute with the fingers on that one, then only you will get the swaras. Like that, the activities which you do in the institution should give some rhythmic effect, and that efforts need to be made by the faculty member to measure the institutional functioning towards the quality enhancement through the internalization of the quality culture and institutionalization of the best practice. As I already told you, the quality culture depends upon, for example, in your college, suppose KI Ahmad Saab bolenge, sir, we have the faculty member of 23 and internationally we have written the 30 papers in the IEEE referred journals or the Scopus Index journal. Suppose the 23 faculty member need to write at least the minimum 46, and maximum maybe the 4. That is the maximum which you can do. That is the 23 into 4, maybe the around the 92 papers you can think about it. But my request to the institution is that you need to make something called the some benchmark for yourself. Nobody will not make you the benchmark. You have to make your own benchmark. That development, the quality culture, it may be discipline or it may be the internal quality thing or the continuous internal evaluation system will be there. There is some incubation center also will be there. So innovations will be there. Depends upon the things institution can look into the things. Best practices is another thing which we will be talking at the later stage. IQAC is the one where it should be looks like a catalytic one. Catalytic in the sense, in the chemistry, if you see the reaction, if you put something on the chemical reaction with some catalytic agent, then you will be able to get the result in the faster. So IQAC is one of the things which will make the actions faster. The IQAC need to develop the AQAR for every year, like ASHA and the annual report we are preparing. So you have to prepare an annual quality assurance report, which NAAC has brought out the new AQR format. What I request you to look into the NAAC website for this reason, and so that you will be able to map up with the SSR to the AQAR. That is more important. Development and application of the quality benchmark and parameters for various academic and administrative of the institution. That means a benchmark need to be developed. For example, just to say with you, in the Anjuman Engineering College, in the final year semester, the students are passing out around the CGPA of the 8, if you bring out the average. Whether we can make it more than 8.5, how you will be able to make it? There should be a benchmark. The average pass percentage of the student should be more than the 9. That should be the motto of the institution. So those parameters, NAAC is not fixing any parameter. You need to fix up the parameter. For example, the benchmark for the mentor to mentee. See, AICTE, UGC will be fixing some formula for the humanities and social science and engineering subject. Various the bodies will be putting up there. Suppose it's a bar council, they will put the different mentor to mentee ratio. NAAC is not putting at the mentor to mentee ratio. You have to put up the best mentor to mentee ratio. As you are all teachers, you know that even the number of students to the number of teachers reduces, you will be able to get the better effect. That what is that better effect? You have to look into it. Parameters of the various academic and administrative. Academic means research work. For example, in the Anjuman Engineering College, let us say we have one patent. The one patent, whether in the next 3 years or the 4 year down the line, whether we can make it 3, you cannot make it to the 5 or 6. We know that benchmark cannot be happened. But the academic thing and the administrative, like e-governance, so many things can be, you can put your own benchmark. Those benchmark, you need not to look for the NAAC, but you can create your own things by looking into the various other institutions also. Facilitating the creation of the learner-centric environment with the IT-enabled service, blended learning, so many things you can do at the institutional level. Faculty need to adopt and the required technology and the knowledge for the preparing the teaching learning aids. For example, ICT learning, the e-journals, e-content. So many things which you can look into the faculty integration for the learning procedures. What I request is that faculty exchange is also more important, and then the student exchange is also more important. Both things can be happen with the two institutions, which you can think about it. Feedback responses from the students and parents and stakeholders. You need to collect the feedback from the students, parents, alumni, and you have to analyze, and every year you have to do it, and this has to be put on the institutional website also. What need to be put on the website, you can look into it. And NAAC is not prescribing this is what you have to put up on the website, but what the content should be there in the website, you can look into it. What I need to tell you here is that resources versus the reputation. If your resources are good, you can gain the reputation. The reputation also depends upon your thing, where you will have the resources. More than the thing, what I request is that you have to use the integration of the quality, resources, and reputation also. So reputation does not come over a one day or 2 day. A reputation comes with the repeated good work which you are doing in the institution. The 7 criteria which NAAC is having, the पाठ्यक्रम का पहलू में करिकुलर एस्पेक्ट के बारे में, शिक्षण अभिधान का अधिगम के बारे में, टीचिंग एंड इवैल्यूएशन के बारे में, एंड रिसर्च इनोवेशंस एंड एक्सटेंशन के बारे में NAAC पूछ रहे हैं, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एंड लर्निंग रिसोर्सेज, स्टूडेंट सपोर्ट एंड प्रोग्रेशन, गवर्नेंस, लीडरशिप एंड मैनेजमेंट, एंड लास्टली it is the institutional values and best practices. The NAAC is thinking to change the AQAR format from 2020-21, that as the new manual has come in 2020, the NAAC would like to change some of the questions which are there in the AQR to map it with the SSR. So at the end of the 5 years, if you collect all the AQR of the previous 4 years, you will be able to see the fifth year. You can prepare a good SSR. That is the motto of the NAAC, so that it should facilitate the institution. The revised AQR guideline is available in the NAAC website. If you have any comment to make or the suggestion, you can send a feedback, and that line is available in the notification only. It is available. Kindly look into the notification. Now, how exactly the things happen for the universities? This is around the 26% will be what to call the qualitative, and the quantitative will be around 73%. So my request to for the affiliated college, it will be around 62% will be there on the quantitative, and 38% will be there on the qualitative. So you need to look into the each metrics wise how the distribution of the weightages will be there. For example, if you see the status of the automation of the examination division along with the approved examination, as I told you, the benchmark is an open-ended benchmark is there. How you will be able to say that one A, B, C, D, E? If you put it in the Likert scale on the 4 to 0, you will be able to see that the combination how NAAC has been made. But making the 100% automation, entire division, implementation, even examination of the management system, and then e-governance integration, there are all things which you have to give. What you have to give is the current manual for examination system, annual reports of examination, the how much expenditure you have done in that particular automation, current manual examination to the automated system, how it has been helpful to you, and a template you have to give. What I would like to request you that whenever you claim something to the NAAC, you need to come with the data. That data is more important. For example, institution has the following facilities for support and research. If you are having all 1 to 9, you will be able to get the maximum mark. You may get the maximum mark if you are having the 5 and above. That may be the thing. But if you are having the 9, it will help you to make the institution better. It may not be 9, it may be 8 also. It depends upon. Suppose if you are not running the Bar Council of India, you may not be having the moot court. But if you are having a social science college like sociology, political science, history, and then economics, you can have a moot court. Moot court only to develop the ability of the student to communicate properly. How the argument will be there. Suppose if it's in the sociology and social work, the moot court will help you to solve some family problems. So what is the law part which you are bringing out in the things? So these are the some of things. Suppose you may have some certificate course also on the law. So suppose if it is the what to call cyber law or something which you can think about it, so that the students who are there at the institution level will have a various what to call platform to come at the higher level. What you need is that one name of the faculty, year of establishment, geotagged photographs you have to give, paste the links of the videos, geotagged photographs, uploading the list of faculties. So many things you have to can do it. What I request is that the university or a college has to make the documentation. Documentation is more important. The quantitative metric, the institution provides the incentive to the teachers who receive the state and national international recognition. There are 1 to 4 will be there. If you make the 4 or the thing, you will get the 4. That is true. But getting that the all the things 1 to 4 is not an easy job. So your documentation should be very good, your work should be good, your quality culture should be good, and your activity should be good, your research should be good, your governance should be good. In all level, you have to be at the on par with the maximum thing. A benchmark, you have to create your own benchmark. Somebody said that nobody is comparing to. You have to compare yourself. In one day, one of the sister in the seminar, the Patna college principal, she was telling. So she was telling one day that Ganeshji, nobody will pat you in the family. You have done a great job, but you have to pat yourself. The faculty need to be patted themselves, saying that yes, I have done a good job for today for this work. So if you look into the how the NAAC calculates the thing. As a IQAC coordinator, I request you to look into that all the qualitative and quantitative metrics of the NAAC. Whether you are going for 2023 or 24 for the accreditation does not matter, or whether you are going 2021 also not a problem. So some of the things you have to look into it. What actually NAAC is looking for these parameters, and what are the questions, what are the data template, what are the standard operating procedure, and how I can improve upon. The motto of the IQEC is to improve upon. So if you look into that, I may put a hypothetical model here in front of you. If you make the 5 into 2, you will get 10. So now the IQEC has to think how I can get 3. So 3 depends upon you to think about it, what activity you are doing. If you are doing the low activity, you kindly make it maximize that one. So quantitative and the qualitative metrics are available. You kindly go through it. More or less same thing will be there another 3-4 years down the line also. But how exactly institution is doing that, you have to look into it. At that, today you can create your own criteria 1 to 7, and then accordingly you can improve upon next year, next year, next year, so that the qualitative improvement will be there. Communication of the information on various quality matters or the parameters in the higher education. For example, उच्च शिक्षा विभिन्न गुणवत्ता मानका के लिए सपोज यूजीसी कम्युनिकेशन, एमएचआरडी कम्युनिकेशन, एमएचआरडी में अटल इनोवेशन इकोसिस्टम इज देयर. So how you will communicate to your own teachers? Suppose if your research work is you have got the 2 crore project from all the faculty member of the 8 faculty. So 8 faculty are having the 32 faculty members are there. Out of the 32 faculty members, 6 faculty members have brought the project, and total cost is around the 2 crore. Suppose whether we can make it 4 crore next year. Though those teachers who are not taken the research project, they need to apply. Whether if you apply 6 project, you will get 1 project. So you have to look into the organization for the inter and intra institutional workshop, seminars on quality related theme and promotion of quality circles. Now suppose for example institutional workshop, suppose you would like to have an incubation center in the college. Now incubation center need to come from the faculty and the student exchange of the ideas. So you throw some problem to the student will come with the new ideas. So those ideas need to be discussed at the institutional level. Documentation of the various programs, activities leading to the quality improvement. And IQAC need to be a nodal agency for coordinating the quality related activities. Quality related activities may be extension. Quality related activity may be, suppose for example, you have an alumni association and their total contribution is only the 2 lakhs, let us say last year. Whether we can make it 5 lakhs. So for that one, what should be the activity you conduct? One of the principal was telling, गणेश जी, हमारे पास 2 साल में 2 बार जो है अलुमिनी एसोसिएशन का मीटिंग होता है. 1 year they will have 2 programs. One on the August 15th, another is on the January 26th, so that the faculty members will also be there having holiday in the afternoon. Morning they will be having the activity, and you can create your own things. So मैं एक सेशन में हूं, मैं आपको फोन करता हूं सर मैं सेशन में बात कर रहा हूं. I will call you back. हाँ. Development of the maintenance of the institutional database through the MIS, like management information system is another thing which will be coming up with the good database. Database is nothing but the computerization of all the activities. Suppose the academic calendar. So academic calendar need to be having the various activities you will be doing. Activities doing will be comes in the MIS, the reports, the geotagged photographs, all things should be given by the each faculty member to the IQAC. In one of the institution, they were telling that at the first level, suppose if you would like to bring out the course outcome and the program outcome, how you will map that one? The mapping of the things will be done by the IQAC looking into the various things. The course will be the one where you will be having the unitization. So 2 credit course, 4 credit course, or maybe the course which you will be having under the each program you will be having. So the courses will have the course outcomes. So program will be having the program outcome. For example, BA, BSc, BCom will be the program. So program outcome and the course outcome need to be developed in the NBA accreditation. These are some of the things are there. Engineering colleges are doing very well, but for a general college also you need to look into that one. In one college, at the departmental level, they are mapping the course outcome and the program outcome. Each faculty member need to develop their own subject wise the course outcome. For example, in a history, if you are teaching, three teachers are teaching the history, then that history department has to bring out the course outcome. Suppose if you are teaching the chemistry, then the chemistry person has to bring out the course outcome of that BSc program. Like that, each department has to bring out at the first level. Second level, it will be audited by these different persons, whether you are practicing or not, whether your academic practices are that, whether you are have been redefined your courses, whether it is a market oriented or not, whether the placement will be available in this particular course or not, whether this program outcome will be helpful to the student or not, how you will be continuous internal evaluation you will be doing. So this has to be done at the second level. Third level, it will be audited by the institution comprising of the senior faculty members like professors, and formed an audit in the departmental level, so that your institutional things will be taken care. And the summary is that one, this type of the small audit will help you to make sure that at the departmental level. In one of the question which NAAC is asking, quality assurance initiatives of the institution include regular meeting of the IQAC, whether the 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, or every month you are having activity, or you may be calling as the internal management team, how exactly you are doing. And collaborative quality initiatives with other institutions, faculty exchange will be there, MOUs will be there, and then the interaction will be there, student exchange will be there, on-job training will be there, various things which you can take up with the collaborative things. Participation of the NIRF ranking is one thing. Suppose if your institution is the 112 in the present NIRF ranking, next year below 100, whether you will be able to come. So you have to look into that type of the parameter. My request is that one, you have to make your own parameters for the improvement. What is that parameter? It depends upon the internal churning process of the institution. You need to upload the e-copies of the accreditation, paste the web link of the annual reports, and the quality assurance initiatives which you have taken. I just made a emblem for the IQAC, looking into the various things like accreditation outcome, excellence, institutional distinctiveness, and standard operating procedures, ensuring the timely, efficient, progressive performance in the institution. Relevance of the quality and academic and research program is another thing, and equitable access and affordability of the academic program for the various sections of the society. For example, if one small student is coming from, वो देहात का बच्चे हो सकता है, वो इंजीनियरिंग पढ़ाना चाहते हैं और ECE में आ गए, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स एंड कंप्यूटर इंजीनियरिंग में वो आ गया, he is not able to pay the fees. So whether some faculty member, if they are giving the fees, then you can say that one non-governmental things you can claim somewhere in the NAAC. My request to all the faculty member is that whatever you are doing in the day-to-day life, you kindly put it in one or the other activities of the NAAC, so that you will be at the end of the day, it will be helpful to you. But only thing is that you need to document it. Optimization and the integration of the modern methods of the teaching, it may be e-content, e-learning, blended learning, and flip learning teaching. These some of the things which you can look into it. The credibility of the evaluation procedure. Suppose if your evaluation procedure, if many students are saying that the grievances is more in the evaluation procedure, that something is wrong there. So how you have to make the credibility of the evaluation? Within 21 days the results will be declared or not, how the evaluation process will be happen, internal and the external evaluation, how it will happen, that need to be looked into. ensuring the adequacy and the maintenance of the functioning of the support structure and the services. In the sense, the maintenance of the support services. Suppose, for example, if you are having the Wi-Fi facility at the hostel, suppose in the hostel you are having the library. So these are some of the support services which you are giving beyond the library. How you will be doing that depends upon you to look into it. Research sharing and networking with other institutions, as I already told you, MOUs is one thing, collaboration is one thing, and then the activity based learning, or maybe the internship, and various things which you can look into that for the research work. International collaboration and national collaboration is also another thing which you can look into it. Your the institution may look into the भारत और विदेश में अन्य संस्थाओं के साथ अनुसंधान साझाकरण और नेटवर्किंग के लिए आप क्या कर सकते हैं. That is through the various meetings you can look into it. Internal quality assurance is a balancing act. As I already told you, in a college or a university, there are a faculty member who are all experienced faculty will be there, and a young faculty also will be there. A coordinator need to balance both the young and the experienced faculty, non-teaching to the teaching staff, management to the students parents, and placement agency to the placement officer. So various things you have to look into it. In one of the criteria which NAAC is asking, that internal quality assurance cell has contributed significantly for institutionalizing the quality assurance strategies and process visible in terms of incremental improvement. Incremental improvement, I just would like to give you one example. For example, last year our pass percentage was the 88%. In the next year, whether we can make it to 92%, you cannot make it 95%, but at least you can make it to the 90 and above. So by some incremental growth should be there. For example, your faculty member has made a number of papers of the national and international is the 23. Suppose if you have the 23 faculty member, you have written 23 papers. Next year, whether we can make it to 40, so that is a incremental growth will be there. In the similar way, infrastructure, you can look into sports activity, you can look into it, mentor-mentee, you can look into it, Wi-Fi facility, you can look into it, computer facilities, you can look into it, and gym facilities, you can look into it, and value-based education also, you can look into it. And describe two practices for institutionalized. So kindly identify two best practices and implement in the IQAC. So our former president, Dr. Abdul Kalam ji, used to say that one, confidence and the hard work is the best medicine to kill the disease called the failure. It will make you a successful person. For me, the IQAC means it's the outcome of the hard work of the many people. In the IQAC, there are benefits will be there. What are the benefits? Benefits are the depends upon the your activity. They are focused on the institutional functioning, how you will be doing. A small government college will be there. A small social work college will be there. One single management faculty college will be there. Engineering college will be there. A big college will be there. Old college will be there. A women's college will be there. Various types of the college will be there. The benefits depends upon the way you work in the institution. The internalization of the quality culture is their thing. Suppose, for example, if you see any one of the colleges, for example, just to take otherwise, if you go to the any minority institution like Christian minority institution, you will be seeing the disciplined nature. The disciplined nature is a quality culture of the any institutions which you take up, because the time management, the discipline, the cleanliness, the way you will interacting with the faculty member, the way you make the student to learn in the college, it all depends upon the quality culture. Suppose the librarian, the faculty member, the non-teaching staff, so all type of the people which interaction which happens, it is because of the quality culture. The quality culture depends upon the quality individual, the quality institution, And finally, if both things are there, we can make the quality India. Ensuring the enhancement and the coordination among the various activities of the institution and institutionalizing the all good practices. For example, every Friday afternoon, you are having one activity where your faculty member will be giving you the one lecture or the presentation on the journal or the papers, whether he has read or the written thing. You make the your research student also should be there in that hall. What I would like to share with you is that that good practice you can make after the making the whole continuous year. You can make up a small booklet also, so you can look into the good practices how you are doing. So this will help you to make sure that how you are doing, provide a sound base for the decision making to improve. Suppose if you say that one, whether it is a 48 is low or 52 is high, we know that how exactly, but there is a less difference will be there. Decision making is like that. How a decision can be taken up by the principal or the management, how you will influence, that depends upon the decision making to improve the institutional functioning. What need to be improved? For example, you would like to run a course on the home science or a fashion designing. It depends upon the feedback which you get from the alumni or the old student or the present student. That depends, the decision making depends upon the numbers which you are getting the feedback, represent a dynamic system of the quality changes in the higher education. IQAC is nothing but a change. A change is the agent which you are bringing out in the institution. What is that change? Somebody said there is nothing permanent in the world except the change. The IQAC should become the change agent. In the NAAC formula, there are the procedural things are there. Head of the institution, maybe the chairperson, few senior administrative staff, 3 to 8 teachers, one member from the management, one alumni, and one student. My request is that kindly make sure that the one boy and one girl in the IQAC, and one in the alumni also, one lady and one gentleman will be there in the IQAC. And gender equity also need to be looked into in the IQAC composition. If you look into these things, so the composition should be very good, and a discussion should happen in the institution, and it should churn out the good procedural things how they can improve upon in the institution. It is advisable to choose the person from the various backgrounds and the who has got the respect and integrity, and he or she should also be commitment for the quality improvement. And it is advisable to change the coordinator after 2 years. It depends upon the institution to look into it whether need to be changed or not to be changed. It depends upon the institution. Suppose if you look into this photograph, IQAC for improving the quality of teaching and learning. So why the students are coming to the college? To learn. If the students are not there in the college or a university, we don't have the work. The faculty is having the work in the college or the university, because the students are coming to the college and the university. The job is created by the student. So we need to bring out the quality teaching and learning in the college. What are the measures you can take up? The measures in the senior administrator, library, computer center, estate, student welfare, administration, academic task, some of the things which you can look into that. Appropriate the person can be there in an appropriate place. That is one thing you can look into it. The local society representative should be the high social standing. You can take up on the local person also. Management representative also can be there. My request to the faculty members is that they do good documentation practice. What is a good documentation practice? Criteria 1 to criteria 7. Understand the quantitative and qualitative metrics, and make sure that different files are available for you to make the your own documentation. Once the documentation is good, you will be able to make the change. If you have not done documentation, an activity means you are not done it. So documentation is more important. Geotagged photograph is also more important. The role of the coordinator is crucial. He or she should be a good communicator, and he or she should be a person with a computer literacy. And the coordinators may be the senior faculty or a young faculty. It depends upon the way you are looking at about it. And the administrators also can be interested with the IQAC. It may be full time, it may be part time, but he or she should be knowing that the all the activities which are done in the institution, it may be academic calendar, or it may be the mentor to mentee, or it may be the incubation center, or maybe the research work, or maybe the placement. So all type of the information he or she should be able to grasp equally and able to make a change in the institution. In one of the college is bringing out the IQAC newsletter. You can bring out your own newsletters in the IQAC at your own institution. Features of the IQAC: the quality assurance is a byproduct of the ongoing efforts by the institution to have a work plan, achieve them, and specify the checks and balances. For example, if you wanted to make the academic and administrative audit, what is an academic and administrative audit? Academic and administrative audit is nothing but the two or three people at your own institution and two experts from the outside, either from an agency or from your own thing, or you may constitute a management may constitute a team or the audit team for making the academic and administrative audit. So that depends upon you to look into it, how you will be making your own academic and administrative audit. Or you may also look into the commitment of the improvement rather than a mere institutional control. So improvement need to be devised with the process and the procedures. What is the procedure you will be following? Suppose, for example, self appraisal of the faculty is one of the things. So how you will you need to make the procedure? It should be depend upon the universities or the affiliating university or the management practices which you are hiring, or UGC norms you have to follow. So these are some of the things which you have to look into that one. The right balance between health and the growth of the institution. Health of the institution is also important today in the COVID-19 situation. So health and the wealth is more important. If you have the wealth, does not mean that you have a health. Health is more important. So health of the institution is more important. How we will be able to do it? As I told you already, that the educational cardiograph is one of the things. So whether it is a financial health or the physical health, it depends upon you to look into that right balance between the growth of the institution and also the health of the institution. Growth does not mean only the buildings. Growth also depends upon the image building of the institution. IKAC should ensure the education for everyone in the institution, whoever is the student is coming. So IQAC can create a variety of the levels of the communication also. So my way of looking is that one, IQAC should be a devotion and the commitment. That means you need to devote yourself to the institution. In one of the college, in one of the faculty member of the lady was the coordinator. The husband used to say that one, so why can't you can come the early to the home? Then she was telling, no, the NAAC assessment is there, then only I completing the work only I will be able to come to the home. So IQAC is the one dedication. IQAC is the one which is a devotion. Another thing is that IQAC is also a commitment to the cause of the institution. When you look into the operational features, the IQAC will have the first to establish the process and the procedures and the modalities. And suppose if it is a feedback to be taken by the faculty, student, and then parents, and then the employers and the peers, like that. So you have to create your own the questions for that one. How exactly you're doing, that depends upon you to look into the institution wise. Coordinator of the IQAC will have a major role in implementing the functions of the IQAC. That means there are various functions will be there. AISHE documentation is important. The every year the institution has to make the AISHE thing. Annual report should be submitted, AQAR to be submitted, and everything will depends upon the coordinating officer of the IQAC. So my request to be the IQAC coordinator is that you should be like the honey bee. You need to collect the best from the everywhere and put it into the one of the things, and you need to create a new cell with the various activities in the IQAC. In one of the university, they have created their own cell in the IQAC, and for the subsequent cycles, the institution need to submit in the last 6 months of their validity period. That means your validity period, for example, if your validity ends in the month of March 2021, so before 6 months, that means the September, October, November, December, January, February. So you have to submit your application before your validity period ends. You may submit in the month of January, or you may submit in the month of November also. It depends upon you to look into it, but your application should be pending with the NAAC. That is the thing. So institution also should highlight the significant quality sustenance and enhancement measures undertaken during the last 5 years. What you need to look into that one, you need to create a NAAC tab in the institutional website. The institutional website should have the SSR submitted online, data templates of the uploaded annual quality assurance reports, and the certificate. And if you look into the thing here is that the executive committee of the NAAC has taken a decision that every year the IQAC should submit the AQAR, and the minutes of the IQAC should be uploaded in the website, and the having the functional IQAC is another thing. Mandatorily you need to submit the AQR to the NAAC, as every year we are submitting the income tax. In the similar way, AQR need to be submitted. Annual quality assurance report need to be submitted to the NAAC. For me, the IQAC is nothing but physically fit, mentally alert. That should be the slogan for the IQAC. Physically fit in the sense, taking the 45 minutes class to the 50 minutes class is not an easy job. You need to think, and you need to be physically fit and mentally alert in the sense, every year at least you have to write 2 to 3 papers, or minimum at least one book you need to brought out, so that you have to be mentally alert in the institution. The institution need to submit the supporting document. Supporting document may be in the Excel sheet, or maximum 5 MB space is given in the AQR. If it is more than that, you need to submit a link after uploading the same document in the institutional website. मैं अंत में आप सभी को धन्यवाद देता हूं. आप सभी लोग मेरे को इतना समय दिया है, and I would like to share one thing, that कोशिश करने वालों को हार नहीं होता है. आप कोशिश करते रहिए, और नैक भी एक कदम आगे बढ़ने के लिए कोशिश करेंगे आपका साथ साथ. और अंत में ये बताना चाहता हूं, जय महाराष्ट्र. धन्यवाद.
Hello.
Over to the host.
Okay. Hello. Thank you so much, sir. Hello.
हाँ मैडम.
Thank you so much, sir. I, Rina Kazi, Assistant Professor, ACET, on behalf of IQAC Cell, Anjuman College of Engineering and Technology, convey our thanks to Dr. Ganesh Hegde, sir, for this valuable session. It really enhanced our knowledge regarding operational features and AQR procedures. So many of our evaluation procedures and incremental techniques have been cleared by your session. And as is rightly said by you or quoted by you, it's that IQAC should be physically fit or mentally alert. Thank you so much, sir. We will join back to you during the question answer session. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The next section is regarding the FAQs. The session will be briefed by Dr. N.R. Mohan. He is the Assistant Advisor, NAAC. Dr. Mohan has more than 10 years of industrial and research experience, skilled in spectroscopy, UV, vis spectroscopy, organic retrosynthesis, molecular modeling. Dr. N.R. Mohan has a strong educational background with Doctor of Philosophy focused in synthetic organic chemistry from Tumakuru University and industrial scale-up process in flavors and fragrance field. Dr. Mohan is an academician and researcher with more than 7 years of teaching and 10 years of industrial and research experience. He has more than 35 papers, research articles, and one book to his credit in peer reviewed international journals in the field of synthesis, characterization, crystallographic, pharmacological studies, and of heterocyclic compounds and organic ligand based metals. His publications have more than 147 citations, out of which 6 are H-index and nearly 5 are I-10 index. We welcome you, sir. Now I request sir to kindly continue with his session. Please, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for your introduction. Firstly, I'd like to thank our Ganesh Agre sir for his beautiful illustration of what should be the IQAC and how IQAC should perform, what are its roles, responsibilities, and how well the mental strength of that IQAC should be, and all of the examples and his live examples, in fact, for your understanding. And good morning, all. Welcome you to this second session that will be on frequently asked questions regarding the AQARs. So, by this time, you have gone through the previous session. Sir has given very many examples, and I hope and I definitely authentically say that you might have got cleared most of your queries and lack of paucity of information regarding the AQARs and AQACs and all those things. So just whatever the queries generally we have received regarding AQARs, that I am going to discuss here. Let us start from the. I have made some questionnaires here, questions and answers and possible answers, and which are the brief in nature. I will like to explain those things. How many AQR formats are there as on date? So institutions have to submit AQRs once they have been accredited for every academic year within the calendar year. So as of now, there are 3 AQR formats, that is for university, autonomous college, and affiliated colleges. There are 3 different AQARs. Is there any separate AQR for autonomous college? Yes, it is there. As I already told you, there are three different types of AQARs and many more AQARs depending upon the types of institutions. For example, right now we do have around 11 different categories of different type of institutions accredited by NAAC, and we do have 11 different manuals. In coming days, hope so from the month of January 2021, you will be getting different AQARs formats for different type of institutions, individual institutions. Say, for example, affiliated autonomous university and open universities, dual mode universities, and teacher education, health science institutions, universities, and in that also colleges and teacher education institutions, like that. The third question, coming to the third question, is AQR format different from for different years? No, there is no different AQR for different years. The same AQR is available in the portal for your reference. You can go through it, you can take that one, and you can accordingly prepare the AQRs for every year. There is no such different AQR formats. Is NAAC validates and checks the AQR with DVV partner? As you already know, NAAC A&A process, one of its key component or key game changer for the institutions during the A&A process is the DVV process, that is data validation verification process. That is what DVV stands for here. Now, here, whenever the institution submits the AQR for the academic year during the calendar year, it will be validated by NAAC officials, and that process of verification and on all the nitty-gritties of that process of that stage will be coming to know. You will be coming to know in the next session, coming session, with one of my officer will be explaining you of that in detail. So NAAC validates the verifies the AQR submitted by the institutions, not by the DVV partner. So as I told you, it is not my DVA partner, where DVA clarifications will not be sent. Only NAC coordinator will be sending the remarks or the clarification sought. So if he feels any information is missing, if any document which is submitted in the form of an PDF or Excel for the claims made is not relevant, or if there is any clarification required, or insufficient data is there, or no data is submitted. So for those things, clarification will be sought from the NAC coordinator for the institutions, and it will be open for the institutions for certain period of time. There's a timeline for that one also, for institutions to reply to the clarifications raised by the coordinator. So that would be the process of clarification. That would be done by NAC coordinator, not by the DA partner. So as you all know, for submission of IAQA in the subsequent cycles, that is from cycle 2, 3, 4, 5, like that, if the institutions have submitted 5 or 4 years of AQR. So here the question is whether previous 5 years AQRs or 4 years AQRs are mandatory. Yes, 5 years, if the institution has the AQR for 5 years and submitted those 5 years, it is well and good, or minimum of 4 years of AQR is mandatory for the institution to submit the IAQ application in the subsequent cycles. So one institution has raised an query regarding define an academic year as per NAC norms. As per NAC norms, it is 1st June onwards to 31st of May in the next year, the coming year. So this is the academic year what we have kept. So for institutions, according to, we don't impose on the institutions to give the data between these 2 months. So you have to give the data according to your affiliating university's academic year, or else if it is the same as that of NAC norms, usually it will be same. You can give the data for the AQR data for the academic year 1st June onwards to 31st of May. And next is the why so many upload data or document in AQR. Why institutions sometimes they feel that for SSR we have given so much of data, so much of clarifications are already gone and done, and why we, in the AQR also, why we have to give the all the data required, so many data. See, as sir told, documentation is very important as and when the program or the activity is done or handled by the AQAC or in the institution. So it's a continuous quality assurance system. So once the institution documents each and everything as per the AQR, they are going to submit it to NAC. Definitely, it is a ready document. It's a ready food for the institution at the end of the next 5 years. That is, after completion of the validity period for 5 years, institutions will be having a ready documentation where they can collect the information or the documents required for the filling up of the SSR for the subsequent years. So that is a very one point of view for the from the institution side. And also the another point of view is continuous quality assurance system in the higher education institution. You will be knowing, as sir told in the previous session, it's an incremental progress. So incremental progress will be observed by these data and documentation which you are going to submit or to record for the AQR submission for the every academic year. So it gives a continuous quality assurance system in the institution which reflects the incremental progress of the institution in all the respectives, either it may be academic, administrative, or finance, or the outcome of the institution, outcome of the programs, all the things will be there. Next question, can we use software developed? So sometimes some institutions used to, or they try to use the third-party softwares which are there in the market. So they have raised this query. Can we use the software developed by market for AQARs to submit AQR? So AQR is available in our NAC portal. There is a PDF format and an Word document also. You can download it, according to you can submit it. By the same way, some of the marketing agencies, they have gone for the integration into a software, and they are going to produce, they are given to the institutions, or they are offered to the institutions for the submission of the AQR to prepare the AQR. Please don't go to such third-party softwares or anything. You can download the format from the portal, from the NAC. You can save it, you can edit it, you can upload the documents and necessary documents, keep it ready, and once it is ready, you open the whole HI portal, that is unique portal for your institution, and submit it as and when, and paste the whichever the word text or the running matter which is prepared in the templates. So next is the what NAAC is doing with the AQRs. This is the next perspective that what I said. Why the NAAC is sorting for the AQRs from the institution. It is continuously monitoring the quality assessment of the institution for continuous assessment. So as our vision and mission also says, it's a continuous assessment of internal and external evaluation system. So here it's an informed peer review process. NAAC is sorting the AQRs from the institutions for the quality assessment of the institution. How far or how well an incremental progress is observed in the institution from time to time. That is year to year, academic year to academic year. And why NAAC has also got a vision in a near future. If all goes on well, and if there is each and every data is there with the NAAC, it will be once the institution is ready for reassessment, institution may if it happens, so if it gets reality, then the institution need not submit the SSR only. It can be converted into an SSR. It's a ready thing. The quality assessment will reflect in the final consolidated document as an SSR. So it's a monitoring process. That's why I call it. Told you. The next is the can I submit AQR after submitting online IAQA? Yeah, now it is completely dealienated. Previously, it was such that once the institution has started submitting the AQR, they cannot submit the IAQA, or if the institution has started submitting the IAQA, they can't submit the AQR. Now the two are differently or derailed from each other, and you can submit simultaneously AQR and as well as the IAQA simultaneously in your HA portal. Whether the portal allows online AQR submission after the deadline. Yes, at present situation is such that there is no restriction. It will be flagged as late submission from 2019-20 academic year. If the institution is submitting, for example, I have taken an institution year of 1920 year. If the institution submits AQR as a late submission, or if there is a delay of the submission of the AQR, it will be flagged as an late submission in the SSR of the assessment next reassessment, because in the next reassessment in one of the criteria, it is clearly shows that has the institution submitted AQR timely. There it will be flagged as a late submission. We advise institutions to not to submit the AQRs after the timeline because it will be flagged as late submission. We don't want the institution to have this status. Next, should we have the answers all the questions in the AQR? Yes, all the questions is having same significance as that of the SSR. So we request you to answer each and every question. If there is no data, or if it doesn't apply to you, or if there is lack of data, or nothing is there with you, no activity is done with respect to that question, you can enter content as nil, or you can type it as 0, or sometimes you can if it is not taking a number like 0, you can type it as not available, NA, in the text box. So can we put nil, or as I have told you, can be nil or NA can be typed into the questions, whichever the questions which is not applicable to you, or lack of data is there, no activity is done. It can be observed in part A, it can be entered in part A, and as well as the part B also of the AQR. Our AQR from 2018-19 is accepted. Now we want to edit it. Is it possible? No. Once AQR is submitted and clarification has been done and it is accepted, there is no provision for you to re-edit the AQR, or there is no possibility of reopening of that AQR from NAAC coordinator side also for the editing from the institution. So only it is editable when it is opened for clarification, response to the clarification to be sought from the institution by the coordinator. At that moment you can edit and you can change, but after acceptance, there is no provision for the re-editing of the AQR submitted. So our AQR from 2018 is accepted. So but it was actually 1718. Can we edit our AQR? So here, if this mistake is done by the institution while submitting the AQR for the data what they have sent, what they have submitted in the AQR, they can give the IMS, stating the same thing, stating the reason for the request for the reopening. You can raise an IMS in your HIE portal, and accordingly, it will be looked into and it will be opened for the HIs to uh, edit or to change the academic year. So next is a next question from the institution. Some they have submitted for AQR for 14, 15, 15, 16, 16, 17, and 17, 18. And we do have an acknowledgement. Previously, we have requested the institutions before the integration of the AQR online into the HIE portal. We requested institutions to submit the AQRs online through emails. So this institution has submitted 14, 15, 15, 16, 16, 17, and 17, 18 AQR online, and it has got an acknowledgement from NAAC also. But now the portal says to submit the online the above years. What should we do? So now you only need to submit remaining AQR, that is from 18, 19, and from there on 19, 20 also, after the completion of the academic year. So AQR, not the one already submitted for which you have got the acknowledgement. There is another circumstance where it says that we have submitted AQR from 14, 15, 15, 16, 17, 16, 17, and 17, 18, and we do not have acknowledgement from NAAC. So this will never happen. If it has happened, if you have not got the acknowledgement, now what you can do is you should raise an IMS. So IMS need to be raised. Uh, there is an IMS. There is a provision for you to upload the attachment for the queries also. In that, you take the snapshot of the emails which you have sent along with the attachment to the NAAC, and you can submit it. And such IMS queries will be verified, and then the status will be updated in the HI portal. Here are some policy level questions. So why can't NAAC reduce the number of questions in the AQR? As I've already told you, it's an continuous monitoring quality assurance of the institution from the NAAC side, and as well as from the institution side for the incremental progress of the institution in the quality standards. So all are linked to the quality indicators. That's the reason why it's not possible to reduce the numbers of the question. It is a mandatory. All the questions are mandatory. So if the institution achieves all the questions and uh, activities, and even more the questions, means more than the questions what we are asked, if the institution is proactive and doing many more activities which are not there in the AQAR, that also can be added as an additional information from the institution side. That's the reason why we do not want to reduce the numbers of the questions here. So will grants be stopped if we do not submit the AQRs regularly? No, it's nowhere linked with the provision of the grants. However, AQR is mandatory to apply to NAAC in subsequent cycles. So if the institution completes its accreditation period and it wants to reaccredit by the NAAC for under the subsequent cycles, then AQR submission is a mandatory unless until institution submits the AQRs, as I told you, for 5 years to 4 years, the minimum of 4 years, the IAQ application will not be open. Next is it's an different type of institution here. So I'm a teacher education college. Whether I have to submit the AQR, in which format do I have to submit? So based on the HI type at present, there is no such different type of AQR available. You can take the AQR which is there on the HI portal, our NAAC website. You can utilize that one and accordingly fill the AQRs in the HI portal. Whether NAAC is preparing new AQR formats to teacher education, yes, I already told you. Now it has already been initiated and it is coming close to the conclusion stage. That means the drafts are ready and it is open for the feedback from the institution. It is there in the website also. You can look into it. There is different. There are different type of AQR formats for the different type of HI institutions. As I already told you, from coming years, from January 2021, definitely there will be different AQRs for the different type of institutions for consideration. My HI is submitted to a 1518 AQR by email and I need to submit again in NAC portal in new format. No, no need to submit the edit. You have already submitted that one. No need to submit it again. You can just go for the next year's AQR submission. I'm a medical accredited medical institution accredited by NAAC in 2012. Do we need to submit AQR? From which year I have to submit? From 2012 onwards, till date you have to submit. Some of the metric are not saving in portal. What needs to be done? If any institutions come across this problem, straight away raise the queries in the IMS to NAAC, and it will be solved within 24 hours. Lockdown period is extended up to May 3rd. Means this is a previously raised question for understanding. The AQR submission for the year 2018 is up to 15 June 2020. Will it be extended? Now also you can submit, as now also for some institutions the academic year is not completed. You can submit the AQS after completion of the academic year. The NAAC has brought out the new SSR format. AQR format are also be changed. If the changes happen, when it will be made available to HIs? It If the changes happen, it will be available to institutions after from the 2021. So this is the AQR format for the next thing. And we are going to submit AQR report for the academic year to 18-19. We would like to request you to give us sufficient time extended. Now also you can submit it. Now also you can submit. Only thing is it will be flagged as a late submission. We have submitted our AQR for 2019, and now we are interested in submitting 1920. If it is completed, please open the link. So if it is completed, academic year is completed, you can submit the academic year, because academic year 2020 is right away it is not completed. If the institution has completed, all the exams are completed, depending upon the universities, affiliating universities, the link will be open, because I already told you the first July onwards to May 31st, that is the academic year for us. After that, link will get automatically opened for your reference. So once the academic year is completed, you can submit it uh, after the link is open, that is the May 31st. We have submitted AQR by email 1617 as per your notification. The AQR 1718 is filled online. Is there any need to fill the 1415 or 1617? No, there is no need for submission. Once it has been submitted by online, that is email, and you have got the acknowledgement. What data should be filled, whether it is as per the academic year or calendar year? So data should be filled as per the academic year. Academic year data should be considered for filling up of the AQR. That should be submitted within the calendar year. So our grade was declared on 5th June 2019. When will be the AQR be available? As I already told you, it is available after 31st of May. It will be available for your reference, and it will be open till 31st of December of this year. So kindly look into it, and accordingly you start your submission, filling up of the AQR and the submission of the AQR. Our grade was declared on 16 September 2019. When will be our AQR be available for filling in the portal? If the HA is accredited on 16 September 2019, the HA need to submit the AQAR of 1819 before December 31st of 2019. Remember here, if it is accredited in the September 19, 2019, the HA need to submit the AQAR of 1819 before December 31st of 2019. If the institution is accredited on 12th March 2020, 12th March 2020, the HA needs to submit the AQAR of 1920 before December 31st of 2020. Should we fill data in portal also and in the attachment also? This query is about the tabulations in the AQR. If you have more data that can be filled in the tabulation, what you have to do is you have to enter at least one data in the tabulation. All the column and rows, first column and row should be completely filled, and remaining data you can submit it as an upload, as attachment in the form of an Excel or a Word document. In portal, only 10 records are taken, but we have huge data for a metric. How should we enter that? So here, if you have more data, then kindly enter one data again. Again, you enter one data and other details as an additional upload as an attachment into the for the support of the metric. For any metric, there is no upload or add option in the portal. How to provide the data? Sometimes, because of technical error or because of the browser updation from your side, there will be, if such things are observed, you can raise always an IMS to the NAAC, or else you can contact the support help desk portal, or the help desk number or email ID is also there in the NAAC website. You can contact that one. You can mail. It will be replied at the earliest. How many AQRs are to be submitted for first cycle? So AQR is a continuous process. So institutions has to submit every year for that completed academic year without fail. They have to submit the AQR from after the accreditation for the first cycle. We have received clarification from NAAC for metric where we do not have any data, but portal is not saving zero, nil, NA for those metrics. How to provide data for these metrics? Do not edit your AQR to mention as zero or you have to resubmit your AQR with clarification in the response box. You can always mention there is a response window below the clarifications where you can mention these difficulties, means justify the why that metric is left blank. You can always mention there, and you can state that such a activity is not done by our institution and we do not have the data. Kindly consider it as a nil or not applicable. Like that, accordingly you have to mention it. Will last date of submission will be extended? So one time extension of 15 days will be provided only if the HA has a valid reason. In case of uh, natural calamities, political disturbance, or medical events, emergency as such, now it is going on in the country. That is, this is after 31st of December. So if the institution fails to submit the AQR of this, that is 1920 academic year, within 31st of December of this year 2020, another 15 days extension will be given from the NAAC. If that is not submitted, then already by giving 15 days, it will be already flagged as a late submission, and again this will be the final uh, extension for the institution to submit the AQR. Please don't go for this 15 days. Complete the AQR submission, and always remain that AQR has been submitted timely, not as a late submission. AQR reopened after submission. There is no updation required and no need for adding. In this case, what should we do? Kindly give a response in the response box, that is a response window, and resubmit the AQR of yours. Ours is an autonomous college, but in the respective academic year of the AQR, it was an affiliated college. So we should submit AQR as affiliated or an autonomous. This is one scenario where the institution has got an autonomous from the next year, and the previous year academic year they are submitting. For that, they do what they have to submit. Because the institution was in the affiliated status in that year, they have to submit it as an affiliated college. So affiliated AQR needs to be submitted for the institution which was having an affiliated status. Then now, again, considering this year, now it has become an autonomous institution. For this year, they have to submit an autonomous format. We have submitted our AQR previously through email. Now for next academic year, can we submit it through email? No. It was that for that moment, for that period, we have asked for the institutions to submit the AQRs AQRs through email, and now it is already integrated in the system. It is there in the portal. We request and kindly instruct you to submit the AQRs in the portal itself, not by email. AQR review whether we can leave any fields as blank. As I already told you, kindly enter a few records. At least of one record should be given, or the submit the supporting as an attachment. If there is no such thing, you should mention it is in the response window, as that no such documents are available. No activity has been. You should mention the metric number and a question number or the metric number, and you should give the details stating that we don't have anything. Nothing is it is not applicable, or we are not having any documents for that metric or question. How will we know if our AQR is accepted by NAAC? After review and acceptance, the AQR by NAAC coordinator NAC officer, an auto-generated mail will be sent to the registered email, and it will be reflecting in your HA portal also. Even after repeatedly entering the data, the site is not saving. We log in again and close the AQR window and open again. The data is deleted. For any metric with multiple details asked in the box or tabulation, even though if you leave one blank column and you close the window and you log in again, at that point what happens, all the entered details will be deleted. So that's the reason why while filling you should not close the window incompletely. You have to complete the window, complete the tabulation, and then you can close, and it will be saved at that point. If not, it will not be saved. In online filling of AQR criterion financial support, while entering the data, it is disappearing after save. After saving also it is disappearing. So enter all the data in national and international scholarship or the financial metrics, it is there. So whatever the data which is there for your financial support, enter everything. So here you have to give the all the data, enter the data in all the fields. No field should be left blank. If you leave the fields blank or the tabulation of any column or row blank, then it will automatically be deleted. So inability to save data entered in future plan of action. Again, the same thing here. Kindly enter future plan of action and different, and after that, click on the next button. Then the content in future plan of action will be saved automatically. Instead of clicking next, if you click some other button for the next window or directly click on the window, this details entered will be lost. The AQR for 2018-19 is not applicable to our institution. As per new policy, you have to submit your AQR for the academic year 18-19, and academic year 19-20 will open only after the June 1st, 2020. For more information, kindly refer the AQR guidelines published in the NAAC website for your reference. So these are the very varied clarifications or informations queries sought from the institutions for their understanding of the filling up of the AQARs, and some technical nitty-gritties or the ICT related questions or the policy related queries from them, and the feedback also. As I already told you, NAAC has brought very many different type of AQR formats for the consumption of the different type of institutions. And here we have given in our portal. If you please go to visit our website, in the home page under the notifications, there is an notification regarding the draft revised AQR guidelines for the university autonomous colleges, affiliated colleges, for the feedback from the institutions. If you click on that one, this will be opening for you. It's a notification where the link is there. Click on the link, and we have given the email also here. You can provide the responses for the AQRs. So this is the AQRs which is there. University autonomous institutions and affiliated colleges. The response to be given to the response nac@gmail.com. Again, thank you one and all. Thank you for your patience, and thank you for participating in this webinar for understanding the A&A process of AQAR. Over to the host.
Thank you, sir. It was a very informative session. I hope by your session, many of the FAQs must have been solved. After such a brief elaboration of frequently asked questions, you have largely reduced the requirement for question answer session. Thank you, sir. Right. Moving on further, the next session will be continued by Dr. A.B. Prasad, sir. He is the Assistant Advisor to NAAC. Dr. A.B. Prasad is working as an Assistant Advisor to NAAC, Bangalore. A postgraduate from the Faculty of Statistics from Sri Venkateshwar University, Tirupati, Andhra Pradesh. Dr. Prasad has completed his doctorate degree in statistics, received gold medal and several other prizes. During his research program, he has been awarded the DST Inspire Fellow and published around 8 international research papers. He joined NAAC in the year 2017 and has 3 years of experience in assessment and accreditation process. Dr. Prasad has coordinated more than 190 colleges for accreditation. With his rich experience in statistics, he has extensively used the NAAC data for tuning the revised accreditation methodology of NAAC. He is one of the officers who is coordinating the states for Western region comprising Goa, Gujarat, Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh. I request Sir to kindly continue his session regarding review and feedback of AQAR. Please, Sir.
Thank you, madam. Uh, I think I'm audible and the PPT is visible. Madam, my PPT is visible, madam.
Sir. Yes, sir. Your PPT is visible, sir.
Thank you.
Please continue.
Yes. Good afternoon, one and all. Now I would like to discuss with you on the review process of AQAR. Before that, I would like to share the importance of the AQAR submission. AQAR is one of the useful documents. It gives an overall picture on the institutional growth in all the 7 criteria identified by NAAC. It also provides a systematic data with respect to various improvements that have been taken by the institution. It helps in the improvements of the institution once the institution is accredited by NAAC. So for submitting the AQARs to NAAC, the institution has to register with NAAC first of all. If the institution is registered for A&A process, that is enough. The institution can submit the AQAR also. So if the institution is not coming for the assessment process, for submitting the AQAR, it has to register first. So kindly visit the NAAC website. There is a menu called Apply Online. Click the button Apply for IAQA, SSR, or AQAR, and click the New Registration button. So this registration has been started from 2017 July onwards. So if any institution is not registered after July 2017, such institution has to register first and then submit the AQAR. And if the institution is registered after July 2017, so that registration is enough. No need to register again separately. So kindly fill all the details in the registration form. While filling the registration form, you have to mention the name of the institution exactly matches with the affiliation letter, UGC records, ASH certificate, any SRA approvals like ASCT approval, BC approval, like etc. And it should match with the institutional website name also. And then select the type of the institution, whether it's a university or college. Mention the correct ASH code, mention the institutional email address, mobile number for the communication. Normally it will be the head of the institution mobile number. And if you are for submission of AQRs, it means the institution is accredited at least once by NAAC. So for in this situation, the institution has to select yes for the question, are you previously accredited? The institution has to select yes and provide all the previous accreditation details. That is, suppose if they want to come for the next cycle of assessment, whether they want to come for cycle 2 accreditation or cycle 3 accreditation or cycle 2 reassessment or cycle 3 reassessment, that they have to select previous as email ID and earlier accreditation certificate, grade, all things has to be provided, and then click the register button. Once it is registered, an auto-generated email will be sent to the registered email ID, which contains the activation link and as well as the login credentials. The link has to be activated within 7 days, after which it will be deactivated automatically. So you have to log in with the login into the portal using the login credentials. And if you want to change the password, you can change the password using forget password option. If you have the difficulty in the in logging into the HA portal itself, you can send a mail to naakhelpdesk@gmail.com by mentioning your college name, ASH ID or track ID and contact number. But all these details should be under your college letterhead only. So now coming to the details of HA portal, once you register with the NAAC, a HA portal which is dedicated to your college will be created. All application status will be visible on the dashboard of the portal. All applications like AQR submission, IAQA, SSR, all the submissions happen through HA portal only. And whatever the clarifications or regarding to IAQ or DVV or AQR, it can be done through the HA portal. If you want to edit the applications also, it can be done through the HA portal. Payment of fees, if you have, has to be done through the portal. If you have any queries to be clarified, you can use the support help desk menu, which is available on HA portal. All notifications, alerts can be seen on your HA portal. Now coming to the AQR submission, as explained by Dr. N.R. Mohan sir, the AQR has to be submitted for each and every academic year. And on your HA portal, the portal is divided into two panes, left pane and right pane. Left pane contains menus and submenus, right pane contains the tabs, application form, etc. In the left pane, there is a menu called Manage AQAR, under which you can submit your AQAR. Once you submit the AQR online, you will get an auto-generated automatically the acknowledgement. If the acknowledgement is not received, kindly inform the NAAC by raising an issue using support help desk menu. So this is how the portal looks like. I will be discussing the technical issues of submitting the AQR and review process of AQR. So in the left pane, there is a menu called Manage AQR, and there are two submenus: Prepare and Submit AQR, and another submenu is AQR Review Details. So for submitting the AQR and preparing the AQR, you have to click the first submenu, that is Prepare and Submit AQR. You can see the right pane. It will be visible like this. You have to select the type of the accredited institution, whether it is autonomous college or affiliated college. We are discussing now with the colleges only. For universities, it will be different. That will be, the options are also different. So you have to select whether your institution is autonomous college or affiliated college. But it is not the current situation. It is the situation for the academic year for which you are submitting the AQR. For example, you want to submit the AQR for 17-18. At that time, suppose your college is affiliated college. In the 18-19, you got the autonomous status. So you should not submit the AQR for 17-18 in autonomous manual. In autonomous format, you have to submit the AQR for 17-18 in the affiliated college format only, because in 17-18 your college is affiliated status only. It is not the autonomous. So as per the status of your institution at a particular year, you have to select whether it is affiliated or autonomous, and then select the year, academic year for which the AQR has to be submitted. In the drop down menu, you can see. And now coming, the AQR is divided into two parts, Part A and Part B. Part A will be the general information, Part B will be the main metrics and all. And these are some technical advices while filling the AQR of Part A. URLs, wherever you are providing the websites, web links, kindly provide the particular links, particular universal resource located. If you provide a generic website address, so it is very difficult to check and verify whether it is working or not, whether that particular document is uploaded or not. Kindly provide the particular URLs. After filling each and every detail, you have to click the save button. And for adding some more records, there is a add button available. You have to click the add button and upload and provide the additional records. And for uploading any files, that could be the Word document files or Excel files or PDF files, you can upload all those files using the upload option, upload file option. You can choose file, you can upload the document, you can view the uploaded document, or you can delete the uploaded document. All fields in the Part A are mandatory. For the qualitative questions, where the text has to be provided as a response, you can mention 500 words. And for the quantitative questions, where the numbers has to be given, maximum 10 records has to be given. If it exceeds the 10 records, you can mention the remaining records in the Excel sheet and upload in that particular question. And for textual questions, qualitative questions, if any question there is no information to be provided, you can mention as nil. For quantitative questions, you can mention 0. And some points to be noted, that is in Part A. With my experience, I am sharing my experience with you. Some of the colleges are doing mistakes in these particular questions. For example, in serial number 3 of Part A of the AQR format, the institution, suppose the AQR is to be submitted for 18-19. It means in the serial number 3, The previous academic year, that is 17-18 academic year AQAR has to be uploaded on your website, and that particular link has to be provided. Kindly remember, if you are submitting the present AQR for 18-19 in serial number 3, the link you have to provide for the AQR of 17-18 previous academic year 18 academic year AQR. Suppose if you are accredited first cycle and this is your first AQR, then you can mention a general website address of your institution. No need to mention, because that is the first AQR. No previous AQR is applicable to you. So you can mention a general website address. And for the in serial number 4, academic calendar you have to mention. Academic calendar which is prepared by your institution, or which the calendar which is followed by your college, which is prescribed by your affiliating university. So that academic calendar for that particular, suppose 18-19, the 18-19 academic calendar should be uploaded on your college website, and that particular link has to be provided in the serial number 4. And now in the serial number 5, previous accreditation details. Means suppose you have completed 2 cycles. After 2 cycles, you are submitting the AQRs. Means first cycle details and second cycle details. What is the score you have got in first cycle and second cycle? What is the CGPA you have got? What is the grade you have got in the first 2 cycles? So you have to mention the previous accreditation details. Some colleges are providing only second cycle and they are not giving the information for first cycle. That should not happen. All the previous cycles details. Suppose you have completed 3 cycles. First cycle, second cycle, third cycle. All 3 cycles details has to be mandatorily mentioned in serial number 5. In serial number 9, the composition of IQAC in your college. Who are the members of the IQAC in your college which in that particular year? Suppose in 18-19. In 18-19, what is the composition of IQAC? That has to be uploaded. I am seeing some of the colleges are uploading the IQAC guidelines of NAAC. That document is uploading. That is irrelevant document. Kindly understand the question and upload the relevant document accordingly. In serial number 10, you have to upload the minutes of the IQAC meetings which is held in that particular year. Suppose in 18-19 you are submitting the AQR. In 18-19, what are the IQAC meetings has happened, and minutes of all the IQAC meetings has to be uploaded in the serial number 10. This is how the portal looks like for your submission of AQR of Part A. You can fill the details, all these details. You can see the save option at the end. You can click the save option. You can fill all the details like that. Here you can see the third serial number 3 website address. You have to mention the particular link of the previous AQR. Whether the academic calendar has been prepared by your institution or it's followed by your institution, you can select yes and you provide the particular link. So after filling all the details, you have to click the save button. Suppose if you did not click the save button, suppose power goes off or the internet connection went off, so the details which I have filled will be automatically deleted. So kindly click, after filling the details in one page, you have to click the save button. So this is, I already told you, if 2 cycles are completed, you have to mention the earlier cycle details. Suppose, for example, in cycle 1, you instead of CGPA, you got a score that is 85 or 79.6 score. That score can be mentioned in the CGPA column. So whatever the score or the CGPA you got, you have to mention that particular, and no irrelevant information to be provided. Incomplete information also should not be provided. This is how the portal looks like for uploading the information. You can see the types of documents to be uploaded. For example, in serial number 8, you can upload the Excel sheet, Excel documents, or Word documents, or the PDF documents. So like that, the information is also available for the at respective places. So wherever the textual content has to be provided, for example, in serial number 17, so you can see the information like total word count is 500 words and words left is 0. So while copying and pasting the information, you can check whether it exceeds 500 words or not. So after filling all the details of part A, then only you proceed to part B. That is better. And you have to click the save button. Now coming to the supporting document, these things I have discussed. There is a choose file option for uploading the supporting document for any particular question, for any special status you want to upload, for minutes of the meetings you want to upload, and there is an option, and there is a file restriction of 5 MB. So whatever the document you are uploading, the document file size should be of 5 MB. If it exceeds 5 MB, you can upload it on your institutional website, and that particular URL, particular link you have to provide in the respective question. Now coming to the part B, filling of part B. In part B, you have the criterion wise questions from criterion 1 to criterion 7, which matches with the general SSR, which contains the quantitative questions and qualitative questions. And there is a plus button to add next records, means further records. First record you can enter manually, and for entering the second record you have to click the plus button to get the empty row record. And for uploading, you can choose the you can click on the upload file option. And this, the other things I have already told you. This is how the portal looks like. You have to click the view field details. For filling the details, you have to click each and every criteria. Suppose you want to click fill the details for curricular aspects, you have to click this curricular aspects, and then it will show like this. So the textual content will allow you only 500 words. And for the quantitative questions, you can mention some relevant information, and click the plus button. You can see this plus button to enter the next record. Now, like that, you can enter 10 records in the AQR format. If you have more than 10 records, then you can mention from the 11th record onwards. You can mention in an Excel sheet with the same column headings, and upload in this particular at that particular question. And suppose if you don't have any records for this particular question, for example, certificate diploma courses, no certificate diploma courses were offered or introduced in a particular year. So you can mention you can mention nil in the name of the certificate, or this one. You can mention 0 in the duration of day, and you can mention some tentative date, some date in this which will fall in this academic year, and you can submit the AQR. Because if you did not mention anything, the submission will not happen. That is a technical programming happens. You can mention, you can see the program specialization, where if program specialization is not applicable, for PGDCA it is normally a computer application. For BASLP it is normally for audiology, speech and listening pathology or learning pathology, like that. So the program specialization is not applicable. For example, if it is a BTech program, you can mention as mechanical engineering. For a BA program, you can mention as sociology, economics and history. For another BA program, economics, history, political science. Like that, you have to mention the subject combinations as a program specialization, and mention the particular details. Here you can see the details for uploading a file. You can click the upload. You can click the choose file option. You can upload the files, respective files, and after filling all the details, you have to click the save option. And this is how the program details has to be mentioned on the portal. Here I would like to seek your attention for this particular question, demand ratio during the year. Here you have to provide the details for all the programs offering in your institution, offered at that academic year. For example, you are submitting 18-19. All the programs, UG, PG, post graduation, post diploma, all higher education programs you have to mention. Some colleges are mentioning only UG program details. They are providing only for UG program. They are not providing the PG program. Though the college is offering PG programs, and they are not mentioning. That should not happen. All the programs information has to be mentioned in all the metrics in the AQAR. And here I would like to seek your attention for this particular question, 2.1.1. Budget allocation for infrastructure augmentation and budget utilized for infrastructure augmentation. Out of the budget allocation, how much you have utilized, that you have to mention. Some colleges are mentioning, and some colleges are mentioning 2.6 as budget allocation and 3.9 as budget utilized. that could happen. Sometimes more out of more the budget allocated, expenditure may happen, but that is not the scenario. Out of the allocated budget, how much you have how much budget you have spent. Suppose 2.9 lakhs is allocated, so 2.9 lakhs you have to mention as a utilized amount. If you spent beyond the 2.9 lakhs also, you have to mention as 2.9 lakhs only. And the units of measurement you have to see. Here the information is given rupees in lakhs, you have to mention in lakhs. Whether it is 2.9 lakhs or 12.6 lakhs, you have to mention. You should not mention like this. You should not mention like in a pure number 123 000 like that. You should not mention. So you have to see the in units of measurement also. And now coming to the two important points, best practices and institutional distinctiveness. What are the two best practices which are followed in your institution in a particular year? That could be same across all the years, or that could be different across all years. But whatever the best practices to the which felt by your institution, thinking by your institution, that you have to mention. It could be same across years. That is not a problem. So that two best practices you have to upload on your institutional website, and that particular link you have to mention in 7.2.1. Similarly, the institutional distinctiveness. Each and every institution is distinct in their own perspective, in their own situation. So when compared to other institution, what is the specialty of your institution? So you have to understand what is your specialty, what is your distinctiveness, your college distinctiveness, and you have to upload that a particular information on your institutional website and provide that particular URL in this 7.3.1. Kindly note, some colleges are mentioning general website address or vision mission statement. That is not the institutional distinctiveness. After filling all the details in the 7 criteria, there is another question, that is description of regarding the future plans. What is the future plans you are planning for the next academic year? That you have to fill the response in the next question. After filling the response, you have to click the next button. This is how you can see the on your portal. You can fill on your portal. And after filling the details in part A, part B, and for question 8, you have to click the next button. There is a declaration. There is a checkbox. You have to click for the declaration. After clicking the checkbox, you have to submit the button. You can preview the details, whatever you have filled before submission, part A, part B, etc. There is a checkbox with the declaration. I hereby declare that all the data entered are true to the best of knowledge. This is a checkbox. You have to click it and you have to submit the AQR. You can see the status of your submitted AQR, whether it is submitted or if it is accepted by NAAC. On for which year you have submitted, what is the SHID, and on which date the AQR has been submitted, all that, and for at that point of time, what is the cycle number. So all these details you can see the details on your portal. Under the second submenu, AQR review and details of the manage AQR menu. Now, this is some important points for the part B. This is with my experience I'm sharing with you, where normally more number of colleges are doing mistakes. Normally general colleges, general BA, BSc colleges are doing mistakes in providing the program code for a particular program that has to be mentioned in 2.5.1 and 2.6.2. So the program codes for all the programs can be requested from your affiliating university, and that correct program codes has to be mentioned. Because if you collect correct program codes, correct information, then it will be very beneficial while you are submitting the self-study report in your next cycle of accreditation. So the AQR submission is not a formality. It is a quality improvement. It is a genuine process. What is the quality aspects you have done in a particular year? With the genuinity, you have to submit the AQR. Here you have this 2.1.1. I have already discussed with you. 2.5.1. So for some colleges, this information may not be available with the colleges. So that information can be sought from your affiliating university. When is the results declared? When is the last semester and year-end examination happen? what are the program codes. All these details has to be keep ready with your college, or if it is not available, can be sought from the affiliating university. And with regard to 2.6.1, as very well explained by Dr. Ganesh Hegde sir, program outcomes, program specific outcomes, and course outcomes. Normally, the colleges, more number of general colleges are uploading the pass percentage or the results of the students are uploading for this 2.6.1, which is not relevant. And there is a clear definition of program outcomes, specific outcomes, and course outcomes. Please go through the glossary which is available in the manual. And if such statements, program outcomes or course outcomes are prepared by your institution, or you are following these things which is prescribed by your affiliating university, if you are following, that content has to be uploaded on your college website, and that particular link has to be mentioned in the 2.6.1. And for 2.6.2, pass percentage of the students has to be provided for all the programs, for all the students, for all the final year students. You have to mention, since the 2019-20 academic year is not yet completed, this particular year, this particular information, that is pass percentage of students, may not be available in some of the colleges, so you may not able to submit the 19-20. So hence the last date for the submitting the 19-20 AQR is 31st of December. You have to understand the situation. And with regard to 2.7.1 student satisfaction survey, NAAC is not conducting student satisfaction survey with regard to AQR only. With regard to SSR or accreditation process only, NAAC will do the student satisfaction survey. However, with regard to AQR submission, NAAC will not do the student satisfaction survey. But if there is any mechanism of collecting the student feedback, or there is a mechanism of the or if the institution has conducted any such survey with regard to teaching learning process or any other process, yeah, in that particular year, then what is the questionnaire for that survey? What are the results of the survey? What is the result analysis of the survey? All these details has to be uploaded on your college website, and that particular link has to be mentioned in 2.7.1. You can use the same questionnaire which is prescribed by NAAC, or you can prepare your own questionnaire which is suitable to your college. That is up to you. But you can conduct that particular survey, such surveys if you have conducted. That information you have to mention in 2.7.1. And this is already explained, this 4.1.1. And with regard to 4.2.3, if the faculty members or any other staff have developed any e-content with regard to teaching learning process, that information, that particular links, whether it is SWAYAM or MOOCs or something else, that particular information or links have to be provided in 4.2.3. Similar to 4.1.1, 4.4.1 also, budget allocation and expenditure spent. So out of the budget allocation, how much you have spent, that information you have to give. And regard to 4.4.2, here this is about the procedures and policies related to finance. If there is any procedure or any policy document with regard to finance in your college, in your institution, that particular information has to be mentioned on your college website, and that particular link has to be provided in 4.4.2. Normally, general website addresses are being provided by many colleges. That should not happen. These two things are already provided, best practice and institutional distinctiveness. Now, once the AQR is submitted to NAAC, it will be assigned to one or the other officer, and the NAAC officer will verify the AQR, and if there is any clarification has to be sought from the college, or if there is any additional information have to be provided. In such cases, clarifications may be sought. The queries may be sought to the college on the HEA portal only. During the clarification procedure, HEAs can have the provision to edit the AQR. And there is a provision for editing the AQR. You have to, you can edit the AQR and provide the accurate information, correct information. Don't give some irrelevant information like that. So if you give the correct information, it will be very helpful for the next cycle of accreditation while submitting the SSR. If for any particular question, there is no data or information with regard to for any particular metric, you can mention 0 or nil, and then you can resubmit the AQR. For resubmitting the AQR, you can get only 15 days time from the date of receiving the clarification from NAAC side. Once the AQR is accepted by NAAC, then there will not be any edit option for that particular AQR. These are some of the points I would like to share with you. AQR submission is not a formality. This is an annual review annual review of academic and administrative procedures and processes of your institution. It is like a self appraisal report of a faculty or a teacher. It will helps in the documentation of all aspects of your institution. It will also help you in the documentation if you want to apply for any UGC scheme, or if you want to apply for NBA accreditation or NARF ranking, etc. So this is now what I discussed. Once it is submitted, it will be reviewed by NAAC officer, and any clarifications it will be sought on your HA portal only. The response has to be provided on your HA portal only. You should not send any email to NAAC, and the AQR clarification you should not mention as as an issue in the support help desk menu. Some colleges are writing this is our clarification, and they are raising the issues. Whatever the response or the clarification you want to provide with regard to AQR, you have to mention in the manage AQR menu only. You should not raise the issue. If you have a difficulty, you can in submitting the AQR, you can raise an issue. That is different issue. After reviewing the AQR, it will be accepted by NAAC. So this is what I explained to you. And so for submitting the clarification to the query raised by NAAC, you can go through the PDF document or HTML document of the AQR. You can review the details and you can edit the AQR. This is how the portal looks like. Under the manage AQR menu in the left pane, there is a second sub menu, AQR review details. So for the academic year 18-19, the status you can see reopened for edit. So if this is the situation, so it means the NAAC officer has sought a clarification for that particular AQR. You can see the action, that is edit AQR. AQR review details means you can see the clarification what is sought by the NAAC. That clarification will be available in the AQR review details. And if you want to edit the AQR, you can click the edit AQR button. So after editing the AQR, while resubmitting the AQR, there will be a declaration checkbox. You have to click the checkbox. You can resubmit the AQR. While resubmitting, you have to provide the comments. So for the query raised by NAAC regard to AQR, what is the clarification you are providing? The college is providing. You have to mention the details, and you have to click the save button, and you have to click the submit button. This is how you have to resubmit the button. There is a declaration, there is a checkbox. You have to click the checkbox, and there is a button you can see resubmit. You have to click the resubmit so that it will reach to NAAC. So while resubmitting, you have to mention your comments. Comments means the answers or the clarifications for the queries raised by NAAC with regard to this AQR. After mentioning the comments, you have to click the save button. After clicking, you can see it is submitted, it is resubmitted, or whether it is accepted, you can see for that particular AQR. So now coming to the quick facts of the AQR, it has to be submitted online only. There are different formats for university, for autonomous, for affiliated colleges, as explained by Dr. N.R. Mohan sir. For each and every academic year, there should be separate AQR. For 2 academic years, you should not submit the single AQR. For each and every academic year, there should be separate AQR. And once if the AQR is accepted by NAAC or approved by NAAC, there will not be any edit option for the AQR. And now coming to the timelines, AQR has to be submitted for an academic year, but within the but before the calendar year. For example, you want to submit the AQR for 18-19, it should be submitted before the end of the calendar year, before the end of the 2019 calendar year. But since in this COVID situation, NAAC has extended the timeline for all the AQs, whichever with whomsoever the AQs are not submitted till 18-19, means 16-17 AQR or 17-18 or 18-19 or 11-12 also. If you want to submit, you can submit till 31st October 2019. Then a notification regarding the same has been there on the NAAC website. You can able to see. And thank you. Over to the host, please. Host, over to the host, please.
Uh, Thank you so very much, Dr. A.B. Prasad, sir, for debriefing regarding the stepwise procedure for filling the AQR process. I repeat, thank you very much, sir,
Thank
for
you.
debriefing regarding the stepwise procedure for filling the AQR process form. Thank you so very much. We have with us Dr. Leena Govind Gahane, ma'am, Deputy Advisor, NAAC, Bangalore. Dr. Leena Govind, ma'am, is a professor in physics with teaching experience of 20 years and worked as Dean Academics at ACET Nagpur. She has worked as member of Board of Studies and is also PhD supervisor of Rajasthan Tukroti Maharaj Nagpur University, Nagpur. Her area of interest is superconductivity in reference to physical world as well as human life and nanofluids. She has published many articles in national and international journals. She has delivered more than 640 lectures on many national social technical issues on academic, social, and organizational platform and chaired the session in national and international conference. A top academician, patriot, and well-known personality of national stature. A well-known freelancer writer, and she has written more than 1,000 articles, poems on many current issues in newspaper, magazines, and on social media in Hindi, Marathi, and English. An electronic media panelist raising female and social issues on TV channels. Member of many professional bodies and social organizations like Rashtriya Sevika Samiti. She is HR training for many sector like KTC, PWD, Irrigation Department, and many more to say. She has worked as National Study Team member of unique study done on the status of women in India in 2019 and has an opportunity to discuss findings of the study with Honorable President of Bharat. I'm indeed honored, privileged, and happy to welcome you, ma'am. I now
Yes,
request ma'am to kindly proceed with the session on the topic overall improvement of the institution.
yes, madam. Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Let me share my screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, could you see my screen? Okay. Am I visible, audible? Yes. Hello. Am I visible? Tasneem madam.
Yes, ma'am, you're visible, ma'am.
Am I visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So thank you very much. Uh, I congratulate Anjuman College of Engineering and Technology for organizing such a webinar on a very relevant topic of understanding the process of AQAR submission and importance of IQAC cell. Dr. S.M. Ali, IQAC coordinator Dr. Khwaja, and the members of the IQAC team. Dear participants, let me seek the blessings from Bharat Mata first, seeking one shlok, saying one shlok, Nitim prati prerayanti haseyam, Nityam cha satyam sudhyanamasya, Ya pathayatya shuchakarmanishta savandaniya mama matrubhumi, mama matrubhumi. Well, in today's presentation, I shall be talking on overall improvement in the institution. So once the institution is NAAC accredited, then what are the improvements been taken up by the institution? What are the improvement at the teaching learning level? What are the expectations or how the expectations of the students meet whatever are the suggestions we have got via triple S, that is student satisfaction survey. What about the management or the governance of the institution being taken care of? Now, the very first slide you see, reality is so complex that equally valid observations from are differing. if the perspective is differing, isn't it? So if you say this is 3, another may say that no, it is 4. So the reality is very complex phenomena, and in the days when we are going for A&A process, it is really important that how we stand up with the claims, whatever documents we have provided, whatever the things or the matrices we had been filling up the data with. So the claims are important. So the perspective is also an important. Now, if we want to see the present condition of higher education in Bharat, then there are few issues to be addressed. The very first issue is we need to cope up with the current changes and upcoming trends. Now, the situation of lockdown or the COVID 19 has really put up again one challenge in front of us, how we are going to cope up with the present changes. Secondly, what should be the policies and how to practice those policies, or what are the best practices we had been doing in higher education. Then, very keenly, we need to monitor and improve the quality at our own level, so that there has to be the incremental increase or the development in the quality culture of the institution. Then the impact of quality assurance on education is also an important aspect, because कि many a times we hear that कि the students are graduated but they are not employable. So if the quality culture is not there, academic culture is not there, then the quality assurance cannot be done. Then the upgradation of the syllabus. For past many years we had been finding out, the past many years even the faculty, they are not updating themselves with the current trends in education. So upgradation of the syllabus is needed. If I talk of affiliated constituent colleges, then since they are associated with the university, they feel that it's a job of university, and university slowly takes up steps and they upgrade the syllabus. But we at the faculty, at the institute level, we can upgrade, we can add on the many things which are of current importance. Then the faculty development programs are needed for that. Continuously, we need to interact with other faculties, other streams as well, so as to update our knowledge as well as our pedagogy or methodology of teaching. Then the student staff ratio is also a big challenge. Many a times we had a big number of students, very less faculty, and then we have a crunch of faculty, or many a times the situation is also rewinding. We have more number of faculties and very less number of students. So there are different challenges even in student staff ratio. Then activity based benchmarking. In the very first session, Dr. Ganesh Hegde, advisor NAAC, has informed about the institution has to create their own benchmark, seeking the information about what was their status previously, isn't it? So creating the benchmark, moving ahead with the certain policies, whatever recommendations the peer team has given to our institution, taking those very seriously, acting on those and creating benchmark. So the framework is required for quality evaluation and standard parameters for skill development, program enhancement, institutional network, collaborative learning, and outbound hand-on experience. So we need to create our own framework along with the framework we had, which is being supplemented by NAAC. For A&A process, of course, there is a revised accreditation framework. We are aware of there are 7 criteria. Down the line, they are coming as key indicators. Further, they are demarcated as the quantitative and qualitative matrices. Now, the national quality assurance system in higher education in Bharat is like this. We have the national coordination by an independent center or the agency, may it be the NAAC or may it be the NB, or likewise the assessment or accreditation agencies are there. Then the internal evaluation resulting in self-assessment report. As you are aware of, in the NAAC A&A process, if I talk of specifically, then we have to prepare the SSR, that is the self-study report, isn't it? Preparation of this very self-study report is the internal evaluation. So it is been done at institute level. Then intermittent evaluation by external experts partially based on the establishment's self-assessment finding. Now, once you submit the SSR, and as you are aware of, there are quantitative matrices as well as qualitative matrices. So the external experts are being there, which they self evaluate your document. Intermittent evaluation is done by the external experts, and it is done depending upon how you submit your SSR. Then publication of evaluation outcomes, including the recommendations for improvement. Once the evaluation outcome document or assessment outcome document is seen by the HEI, then we expect that it has to be on your HEI website. Then it is in the outsource. So whatever are the recommendations and done for the improvements, they have to be taken care of. Then implementation of the recommendation. This is very important point. As you are aware of, people keep on recommending, but very few people act to the recommendation. So action taken for the recommendations given is an important point. Then assessment of appropriateness and effectiveness of the quality assurance methods and procedures has to be done timely at our level. So this is what is the NAAC and HEI's relation. You can see from this particular picture, boatman sees that there is a land, and the land who a person who is standing on land sees that if there is a boat. So this is how the very, what you can say, a committed relationship is there between the NAC and HEIs, as we are committed for the quality assurance as assessment and accreditation of all HEIs as per the direction of UGC that we have to take care of. And so also it is very much necessary that self-evaluation has to be done and assessment and accreditation has to be done. As you are aware of, the important elements required for the growth of plant are the sunlight, the wind, the soil, water and space. Isn't it? If one of the things are missing, then it will be a difficulty. The plant will grow, but it won't bloom to its, the highest. So also, if you observe to all 7 criterias which are being framed by NAC for the assessment and accreditation process, actually this is self-evaluation. The curricular aspects, what are the syllabus been taken care, what are the add-on programs, what are the value-added courses taken. So all the curricular aspects will be an important point for the growth of the institution, or I can say the higher education institution. Then the teaching, learning and evaluation. How the teaching methodologies are being adopted. What is the current scenario? Is there again a chalk and duster? Yes, chalk and duster is needed. But along with that, some new methods are to be adopted so that the present education system will become more learning centric. And what are the evaluation methodologies? Are we fitting all our stakeholders to one method, or there can be a possibility of number of methods are adopted for the evaluation? Then research, innovation and extension programs. Nicely explained by in our first session that the research is a central pillar of any educational institute. We have number of students which are very keen, which are very innovative. They wanted to do something. So taking their help, seeking their help, along with them, we can have our own urge for innovation and research. So these collaborative work, research, extension and innovation programs has to be taken care of. Then infrastructure and learning resources has to be provided to the stakeholders so that they can grow better. Student support and progression. Nicely explained in first session that there are different category of students coming to us. Some students are economically backward. Some students need some sort of help to grow. They need some guidance from us. So how the institution, what policies institution has taken up for the student progression and support, that is also an important. Then governance, leadership and management. Good governance will lead to the good atmosphere, and of course a very dynamic leadership, taking risk, for reputation you need to take risk, for to grow you need to take risk. So unless and until the challenges are there, you cannot grow. So the support, the good governance has to be there. The participation of very positive attitude of the management has to be there, and of course, a challenge seeking leadership has to be there. So, and so also the institutional values and best practices. We at NAC thinks that each of the HEI is very distinct and very, unique type of. So each institution can have their own vision, their own mission they have. So what are they thinking that that could be the best practice which will help the direct stakeholders, the society, the industry. So anything they think that it is best for them, that can be adopted by the HEI. Now you are aware of, already mentioned that the 5 core values are important to accomplish our mission statement at NAC. We have underlying 5 core values. You are aware of NAC takes up the periodic assessment accreditation processes, visits to the different HEIs. Then we undergo publication, we take up the trainings, and many things we are doing at NAC. So we have an action plan to accomplish those missions. The NAC works with 5 core values. The very first is the initiative or the programs taken by the colleges or the institution, where the national contributing to the national development, that is an immense importance, it has an weightage. Then fostering the global challenges or the competencies amongst the student. We live in a global world. So there are the many things, technologies upcoming. So are our students equipped to face the those challenges? Can they take up that challenge or take up that job? So fostering the global competencies among students is important. Then inculcating the value system among the students. We live in a very dynamic, integrated society. There are different type of people coming across, and we need to deal with each of them. So are we having those values amongst ourselves? So what are the initiatives taken by the HEIs to inculcate the values among students? Then promoting the use of technology, rightly said by Prasad, that whatever communication NAC is doing with the HEIs, it is absolutely through the portal. Whatever documents you need to submit, you need to scan it, you need to see it that the weightage is 5 MB only. So the whole communication, if you have a query, it has to be answered via HEI portal only. So we are promoting the technology culture. So use of technology has to be, we are expecting that the institution should have the website, many documents, many upcoming program, even it has to be hosted on the website itself. So promoting the use of technology is a need of our, it has to both go along with that. Then the quest for excellence, unless and until there has a desire for an excellence, we cannot grow. So the core values can be the respect and integrity, then the passion, the ownership, the work life balance and excellence. By acquiring all these core values, what can be the outcome of that? There can be a leadership, there can be ethics in behavior, integrity in the mind, the trust among ourselves and with the society, and the teamwork, commitment, responsibility, support, innovation. So all these parameters can grow to the highest when there can be the core values at the baseline. Then I have told you that the initiatives could be for the national development, could be the Unnat participation in Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, Make in India, Beti Bachao. If we have a gender sensitization program at our HEI, then you can go for Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. Then the Digital India, Startup India, Make in India. So all sort of initiatives taken up by the HEI via NSS activities or any student forums are really appreciable. Now, if you see the whole process of NAC, then each step of assessment and accreditation improves the quality of the system in HEIs. So, even preparation of portal, making up registering for the portal, use of technology, IIQA submission, That is the institute information for quality assessment. That means the institution is getting ready for the quality assessment process. SSR submission, self-evaluation. DVV process along with triple S. That is triple S means student participation. What they think about the teaching learning process, because triple S comes in the second criteria of the NAAC. So are students happy with the teaching learning processes? What are their expectations? How they reflect? Then once we are qualified, we have a chance to interact with the peer team who are coming for qualitative judgment of the institution, quality assessment of the institution. So you will have a chance to interact with them, and of course their recommendations they will lead as a stepping stone to move ahead with the quality initiatives. So what are the total benefits of accreditation? If I want to say, you can know your strength, weaknesses, and opportunities through a very informed review process. So once the college is or the HEI is accredited, one can know strength, weakness, and opportunities, and it is through a well-informed process. Then we can identify our internal areas for planning and resource allocation. Then we can collegiate and in campus. I have told you many initiatives. Ganesh sir has also informed you what are the possibilities where we can excel, we can integrate. So we can take with us the NGOs, the industry, any other smaller group of education. Say you can collegiate with a school, and you can go for the quality culture as well as value education towards school as well. So there is a chance to collegiate on campus. Then the funding agencies look for the objective data for performance funding. Then initiate innovative and modern methods of pedagogy. A new sense of direction and identity for the institution is sought once you are been NAAC accredited. Society also look for the reliable information on quality education which is being offered there. So also the employers look for reliable information on quality of education offered to the prospective recruits. कहाँ से student pass हो रहा है, graduation उसका हो रहा है, वो institution कैसा है, वहाँ quality culture था क्या, उसके आधार पर भी placements तय होते हैं. उसके बाद इंट्रा एंड इंटर इंस्टीट्यूशनल इंटरेक्शन इज ऑल्सो अ बिग पॉसिबिलिटी. आज बहुत सारे लोग हम पार्टिसिपेंट्स आर देयर, दे आर बिलोंगिंग टू डिफरेंट कॉलेजेस और द इंस्टीट्यूशन. व्हाट इज हैपनिंग देयर, व्हाट इज हैपनिंग हियर, सो देयर इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी ऑफ इंटरेक्शन. सो ऑल्सो टाइप्स ऑफ लर्निंग पे अगर हम बात करते हैं तो टाइप्स ऑफ लर्निंग एक्टिविटीज भी ब्लेंडेड लर्निंग हो जाएगा. वर्क रिलेटेड एक्सपीरियंस इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी. Individual and group tutorials or supervision is also a possibility. Practice based learning is there. Independent learning is there. Presently our students are going for independent learning because we are on digital platform nowadays. So independent learning is there. Problem based learning is there. Collaborative learning. So types of learning you can think of when you see the next cycle of accreditation cycle criteria 2 में जब टीचिंग लर्निंग एंड इवैल्यूएशन को हम भरेंगे तो हम इस तरह से लर्निंग एक्टिविटीज को हमारे प्रीमाइसेस में, हमारे कॉलेज में हम ले सकते हैं. उसके बाद वन इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट, when the college is NAAC accredited, when you go for assessment accreditation process, we started looking at the documents कि कौन से documents required for verification. Then specific instructions to HEI once you read the standard operating procedure. And important point, what not to be included. Many times we have a huge number of documents and we feel like we should push all the documents along with whenever we feel the SSR. You know, dear friends, the standard operating procedure teaches us how we will stack the documents, what are the required documents, what is the instruction given. Understanding the instruction is also an important point, and what not to be included. This is this training can be taken up when you go for A&E process. Now, rightly said, operational features are been procedures are been already discussed in session 1. I won't go in details, but of course for the health of the person you require a very strengthy heart. So also for the health of the institution, HEI, the IQAC cell has to be very strengthy. It has to be very operating in a very positive way. So IQAC, let me quickly go through some red points I have already. The internal quality assurance cell is the tactics for performance. अली साहब हमारे यहाँ जो आए थे आज सुबह के इनॉग्रल फंक्शन में, उन्होंने कहा NAAC is not an event, rather it is a process, and this process has to be in a very continuous way, taking up the tactics for performance, evaluation, then assessment and accreditation. Then quality upgradation of higher educational institution is a part on IQAC cell. And after NAAC initiate that every accredited institution should establish an IQAC cell. Rather, I would suggest, since you are knowing the importance of IQAC cell, even before going for A&A process, making ready IIQA, you should make your IQAC cell active. The IQAC will become a part of institution system and work towards realization of goals and quality enhancement and sustenance. So that is important. Functions of IQAC already been told. The IQAC cell is supposed to create a benchmark or parameters for various academic and administrative activities. It should facilitate the learning centric environment, create and facilitate. Then the faculty adopt the required knowledge and technology for participatory learning that has to be taken care by IQAC. Then feedback responses from the student, parents and stakeholder on quality related institutional processes is important. इन मराठी देर इज वन वर्स कि निंदकाचे घर असावे शेजारी. बहुत बार हमें कोई हमारी निंदा करे तो अच्छा नहीं लगता, लेकिन कोई हमें फीडबैक दे किसी तरह से तो इट विल बी डेफिनेटली हेल्पफुल फॉर अस. देन क्वालिटी रिलेटेड थीम्स एंड प्रमोशन ऑफ क्वालिटी सर्कल. Already mentioned, it is a nodal agency of an institution for coordinating quality related activities, including adoption and dissemination of the best practices. Then the important point of the IQAC cell would be it should prepare the database for the institution through MIS process, so that upcoming cycles of accreditation, institution need not have to run for the data ye do wo do. Continuously you can stack up a data, have a MI system development of a quality culture in the institution. Then the strategies for IQAC are there, ensuring timely, efficient and progressive performance, relevance and quality research. So कुल मिलाकर NAAC होने के बाद once the IQAC cell हमारा तैयार हो जाता है, it takes care of all round development of the institution. फिर दूसरा प्रोसेस क्या है, तो हमारा स्टूडेंट सेटिस्फैक्शन सर्वे होता है. हम अभी प्रसाद जी ने कहा AQR के लिए हम अपना स्वयं का फीडबैक फॉर्म बना सकते हैं. What are the important part? In the feedback, student can reflect on the subject knowledge of a teacher, communication skill, class preparation and use of ICT tool for a teaching. So also, second is an overall approach of a teacher and institution with the respect to providing the right environment, motivation, interpersonal relationship and feedback. एक क्वेश्चन अपने SSS का ऐसा है कि 20 are objective, but one is subjective question, so that student can elicit observations and suggestion for improvement, and also to provide an opportunity to student to give the suggestion and criticism in their own words. So student also will get connect when you are going for A&A process, because this will provide an idea about the general expectation and observations of the student, which are direct beneficiary, which are the direct stakeholder of the institution. This information given to the peer team will seek information from this SSS, so that they will use this particular in their peer team report preparation, and this genuine feedback for the institute could be seek from the student to improve. फिर क्या हुआ है, मैंने अभी बताया, peer team visit के साथ interaction से these are the core academician and they will add to our understanding. They will also give the recommendations which will give new direction to thoughts and acts. So ये एक बहुत अच्छी एक पॉजिटिव बात, ये असेट हो जाएगा हमारे लिए. Assessment outcome document will give an insight to the performance of the institution. मैं थोड़े से 2-3 ग्राफ सबको दिखाऊंगी इसमें. ये जो ग्राफ हमें मिलता है इस तरह से, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ लो परफॉर्मेंस इंडिकेटर्स विच आर स्कोर्ड बिटवीन 0 to 2. इससे हमें ये पता चला है कि कौन से एरिया में हम बहुत वीक है. what are our weaknesses, so that we can look into, we can take up that issue on as a mission, and we can come up with how we can go for good scores or quality culture in the institution. So this particular graph, which is an outcome assessment outcome document, will reflect on what are the weaknesses of the institution. This is an average performance indicator. Average performance indicator says that this is the average criteria in which you can go par with, you can excel in. So again, you need to put an extra effort. Say IT infrastructure, if we have a less number of computers, we have a low bandwidth internet line. Is it not possible for an institution to cope up with this particular issue? Yes, definitely. Then the strategies for the development and deployment, yes, we can come up with. Academic flexibility, yes, you can come up with. So the average performance indicators, they will lie between 2 to 3. You can excel in this in the next cycle of accreditation, or by continuous quality improvement programs taken at your own. These are the high performance indicators. It is very much necessary for the HEI to retain this score. So again, you need to put up efforts for this. The faculty now needs to know the newly coined term. जैसे हमने ब्लूम टैक्सोनॉमी को सोचा था फॉर आवर टीचिंग लर्निंग प्रोसेसेस, अक्रेडिटेशन टैक्सोनॉमी को भी हमको समझना पड़ेगा. सो इस तरफ हमारा ध्यान हमको लाना पड़ेगा. सुबह के सेशन में सर ने रेपुटेशन की बात की थी, एंड ही हैज टॉक्ड ऑफ इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ three things for reputation. That is, quest for excellence has to be there. There has to be the resources, and repeated good efforts are to be there. परंतु रेपुटेशन बनाने के लिए थोड़ा रिस्क भी लेना पड़ेगा. उसके बिना हमारा रेपुटेशन नहीं बनेगा. नेशनल पर्सपेक्टिव में अगर अक्रेडिटेशन को देखें, हम असेसमेंट को प्रोसेस को देखें, तो अक्रेडिटेशन इज नाउ मैंडेटरी बाय यूजीसी. अक्रेडिटेशन इज नीडेड फॉर कंटिन्यूएशन ऑफ एफिलिएशन. यूजीसी फंड्स IQACs of the institution which are accredited. So IQACs can get fund from UGC if you are accredited institution. So also the funding agencies like UGC, RUSA, DST, DBT, NCT, and many more are using NAAC accredited status for further funding. They see that whether the institution is NAAC accredited, because it is a reliable, information for the funding agencies even, so they can fund you. Then to acquire the scheme of UGC, colleges with potential for excellence and university with excellence, open and distance learning, accreditation grading is essential. If you wanted to acquire such type of awards from UGC, then accreditation is necessary. So also if you want to go for the autonomy or graded autonomy or deemed university status, a good accreditation is very much needed. In a global perspective, if I want to talk of, NAAC accreditation will stand as a reliable source for quality education in the institution. Then only you can have international MOUs if you want to do, or collaboration activity if you want to do, then the accreditation is must. So on the global perspective, local collaboration and MOUs can also be done, but for the global, if you want to talk on, then in a global perspective, the NAAC accreditation is important. NAAC में जाने से पहले हम इस तरह से अपने डॉक्यूमेंट्स रहते हैं. एक बार NAAC में जाते हैं तो सारी फाइल्स हमारी इंडेक्स हो जाती है. एक जैसे डिसिप्लिन कल्चर सर ने सुबह बात की थी, वो हमारे अंदर आ जाता है. AQAR के बारे में प्रसाद जी ने कहा कि इट इज नथिंग बट द ईयरली क्वालिटी अश्योरेंस रिपोर्ट. हम क्वालिटी को टिका कर है और हम क्वालिटी के साथ बढ़ रहे हैं. ये खुद का ही हम असेसमेंट कर रहे हैं हर साल. A man who works regularly in systematic fashion never feels overworked or tired, isn't it? थोड़े थोड़े कदम हम आगे बढ़ाते जाते हैं तो we don't get tired. He knows his limits and is able to do in fair time all that he undertakes. It is not hard work that kills a man, but irregularity or lack of system is really a killing aspect. So Gandhi ji has said that छोटे छोटे थोड़े थोड़े कदम हम बढ़ाएंगे. और छोटे छोटे कदमों के साथ भारत को आत्मनिर्भर बनाएं. जिस संस्था से अच्छी शिक्षा मिलेगी वहां पर एम्प्लॉयबल ग्रेजुएट्स होंगे. जो कुछ अपना भी स्टार्टअप कर सकते हैं, अपना वेंचर भी कर सकते हैं, और उसके आधार पर हमारा भारत जो है वो आत्मनिर्भर बन पाएगा. The best sentence by Swami Vivekananda is, take risk in your life. If you will win, you will lead. If you lose by some means, you can guide. सो इस लीड या गाइड की इसमें हम हमेशा अपने आप को रखें. कुछ काम के नहीं है ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए, है ना. और जैसे हमारे भारत के प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा है कि बी वोकल फॉर लोकल. जो भी हमारे स्टूडेंट्स या स्टेक होल्डर्स या हमारी सोसाइटी नए नए स्टार्टअप्स लेके नए कुछ लोकल बना रही है, लेट अस बी वोकल सो दैट दे विल ऑल्सो गेट एन एनकरेजमेंट एंड लेट अस रीच द ग्लोबल. आओ हम सब मिलकर भारत को आत्मनिर्भर बनाएं. धन्यवाद. जय हिंद, जय भारत. थैंक यू मैडम.
Thank you so very much, ma'am, for explaining us the importance of the institutional upgradation. I now request all the speakers to kindly join the question answer session.
Maximum questions are being sorted out via sessions itself. If there are some specific questions, we can take up 2-3 questions, madam.
Yes, ma'am. There's a question from Rajneesh Kaur. When every year teachers will be changed, then is it a drawback for college? As a self-finance institution changes the teacher often.
Yes. Prasad?
Yes, madam. Could you please repeat the question, madam?
The question is,
Go slow.
Every year the institutions are being changing the teachers because due to self-finance issues. Is it a drawback?
It is not a drawback for a particular institution. There are some set of programs, and for that set of to run that set of program, there should be some statutory number of full-time teachers are required as per the norms of affiliating university. If they recruited that particular number of teachers, so it that will be well offered by the college. It is not a drawback.
Okay, sir. The second question is...
Ganesh sir wants to add to something.
Sorry, I could not join. Madam.
So the second question is, do institution really needs to have IQAC cell when the roles, requirements, and responsibilities have already been defined to the stakeholder?
Madam, could you repeat?
Yes, sir.
Could you repeat the question?
Yes, sir. Do institution really needs IQAC cell when the roles, requirements, and responsibilities have already been defined to the stakeholders?
See, in the NAAC process, we call the stakeholders as the stakeholder is a parent, stakeholder is a management, stakeholder is a alumni, the stakeholder is the employer. Suppose if you look into that one, the IQAC has to coordinate with so many people. So IQAC job is to collect and collate the documents. Suppose placement, for example, just to share with you, the placement. The placement is such a issue there. If you are telling the next year, suppose if you are making an admission in the month of September, the first time the parents who is coming to your college, you will ask, मेरे बच्चे के लिए क्या प्लेसमेंट मिल सकता है ना. द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन द पेरेंट इज आस्किंग what is the after the program where he will be placed in the which company, and how many companies are coming to your college for the recruitment na. See, the stakeholders are the values will be there in the process of the accreditation, in the process of institution, it will be there. The IQAC has to coordinate with all this type of the people.
Okay, sir. Another question is...
Madam, excuse me, madam. I would like to add something regarding the teachers. there is a metric 2.4.3 average teaching experience of the full-time teachers in the institution. So if continuously if the institution changes the teachers, they are removing and they are recruiting the new teachers, it will be a drawback, because the teaching experience in the same institution we are considering in this particular metric. So retention of the teachers in the institution for over a period of time, it will have an effect. That's
Okay,
it.
sir. So another question: if the college fails to upload AQAR for 2 to 3 years due to some technical issues, will there be any problem?
Problem will be there. Suppose if you does not pay the income tax to the income tax department, what will happen? The income tax department will make you the fine. But right now the NAAC is not making any fine. See, it is the duty of the institution to make sure that the annual quality assurance report will be. Suppose if you does not submit the AISHE document to the government of India, what will happen? The situation is that you need to do some of the things. Second thing is that sometimes the institution will submit the 3 to 4 year AQR once in at a time. आप 4 साल का खाना एक बार खा सकता है क्या? कल का खाना आज नहीं खा सकता है, because you don't have that facility. The thing is that institution also should understand it's a process. Quality is not just a destiny, it is a process. How you do that thing is more important. See, teaching is a job which you will be doing from the first what to call 10 minutes to the 45 minutes. Keeping the mind of the student at the 45 minutes is not an easy job. The keeping them at the that strength, and you need to use the technique. कभी कभी आपको प्रश्न पूछना पड़ता है, कभी कभी आपको आंसर देना पड़ता है, कभी कभी आपको स्टोरी सुनाना पड़ता है, कभी कभी आपको हंसी नहीं होती तो आपको हंसी आना पड़ता है, because you have to keep the moment of the student at that particular thing. See, in the education and technology, the word called jerk technology is there. Jerk technology is nothing but see, in the Bloom's taxonomy, there are so many various voice modulation will be there. Voice modulation is there. If you are an actor, you have to make an voice modulation. If you does not make the voice modulation, you are not a good actor. See, the teacher need to be the actor, player, the copywriter, director. Everything has to have happen in the teacher job. Now the AQR is the one, if you does not submit, it shows you that your institution is not doing the work properly. See, NAAC at this moment we are taking for up to October or December, we may take all the previous 4 AQR. Okay, no problem. Because we are keeping the record at the NAAC so that online submission will help you. Our request is that kindly make the every year AQR is part of your the quality movement.
Okay, thank you, sir. Another question: Google Drive is not acceptable. Then,
Yes.
which platform should be used for storing the data?
The storing the data, which in the DVV process, in the thing, your institutional website is the source. मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूँ, तभी आपका पास बहुत पैसा है, बगल दूसरा घर में आप पैसा रखते हैं क्या? नहीं है ना, अपना घर में रखते हैं. So why you are keeping the data in the Google, Amazon, and the thing? You keep in your institutional data, which you will be able to collect or retrieve at any point of time. So the idea behind is not to use the Google Drive or the similar drive. The drive is that one you keep your data at institutional level, so that आपके लिए कभी काम के लिए आ जाएगा. तो इसी के लिए आपका वेबसाइट में डाटा रख दीजिए.
There is another question. There are the faculty or the colleges filling student satisfaction survey in different format. Is it mandatory to have the same format, or it is suggested by the NAAC while uploading AQAR?
See, in the student satisfaction survey, my other colleagues will add more thing to it. The idea behind here the student satisfaction survey is to make that students are your product. That is one thing. And the institutional ambience, teachers' performance, what you call internal evaluation, how they satisfied or not. So these are the some questions will be there. Let the your student rate you. That is more important. See, in the family also we may disagree or agree, that is different, but we go along with the family. So that in the similar way the student may agree, may not agree in the college. It does not mean that he is not the thing, but you are respecting the student view that हाँ ये भी सोच सकता है, ये भी कर सकता है, ऐसा भी कर सकता है, इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर के लिए हो सकता है, रिसर्च के लिए हो सकता है, नया आइडिया मेरे पास नहीं होते तो दूसरा आइडिया किसी और के पास भी आ सकता है, ऐसा बात नहीं. जो student gives you the new direction and new ideas he will bring, so we should respect that one. And the college can create their own questionnaire. So NAAC is given a guideline, you can make your own guideline answer. Prasad, you would like to add anything?
No.
Next question.
Thank you so very much, sir. That's all we have. Now I request Professor Ruhina Kazi ma'am to kindly propose vote of thanks.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. It's been a very knowledgeable and an engaging 3 hours. Indulge me for 5 minutes because it's been the entire teamwork who has put this webinar together. I, Ruhina Kazi, Assistant Professor ACET, on behalf of IQAC Cell, Anjuman College of Engineering, is privileged to propose this vote of thanks. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Ganesh Hegde, sir, for sparing his valuable time and increasing our knowledge regarding operational features and AQAR procedures. Thank you so much, sir. My heartfelt thanks goes to Dr. Leena Gahane, ma'am, who has been exceptionally helpful and she has been always behind the scene. Thank you, ma'am, for all your past and present inputs. Thank you so much. We are also thankful to Dr. A.B. Prasad and Dr. N.R. Mohan for sharing the benefits of their rich insights and experiences. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. We are thankful to our Honorable Code Administrator, Anjuman Hamia Islam, Mr. Bashir Sheikh Sir, for his consent for conduction of this webinar. We express our gratitude to Dr. Mir Sadiq Ali Sir, Principal PRCOE Badnera, for accepting our invitation and presiding welcome note. A big thank you to our Principal, Dr. Syed Muhammad Ali, for all the support and timely concerns. I take this opportunity to thank our webinar coordinator, Professor K.I. Ahmed, and all the committee members who have directly and indirectly helped us for conduction of this webinar. My co-host, Dr. Tasneem Khan, faculty coordinators, faculty members, Dr. Nafis Parvez, Professor Aqib Ansari, Professor Firoz Siddiqui, Professor Imtiaz Shehzad, and Professor Mohammad Azaz. Thank you, everyone. Last but not the least, a big thank you to all the participants who are mainly responsible for the success of the webinar. We have received a huge response of about 1,500 participants. We have been expressed and touched by the coordination and support. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We are also thankful for your patience hearing. To wind up, the feedback link is available in the chat box. It will be also provided to everyone through the Telegram account and the respective email addresses. Thank you. Thank you. Bye for now and stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you very much for
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much, sir.